Well, good morning, everybody. Ben and Woods, 97.3 The Fan. Great to be here with you on a Thursday morning. Let's get our heads right. The best we can. We are already off to a rollicking start here on the program this morning. I'm Woodsy. Ben Higgins is my co-host. He is out in Henderson, Nevada right now, probably getting up, pouring himself a nice cold glass of cranberry juice, and getting a little stretch in before he hits the links for 27 holes today with his buddy in a golf tournament. He's very deserving of said vacation. I'm excited for him. Can't wait to get an update on how things are going. I've got a full house in here this morning. It's a bit of a circus, bit of a train wreck already, bit of an S show, anything you want to.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
I really wouldn't either. I like the circus aspect when Ben is gone. To my right is my wife, Hannah Nancaro Woods. Good morning, my dear. I want to turn that mic right on there.
You turned it off.
Professional.
Good morning,
we
so.
handle our own mics in here. If we're going to do...
Are we already starting like this?
If we're going to do the broadcasting thing, we're going to handle our own microphones. All right? Good morning to you. It's good to see you.
It's okay to see you.
It's okay to see you as well. We had a great date night last night. We went to sushi at about, 4?
Yeah,
no,
3:55.
3:55. We had the entire place to ourselves.
It's a great move.
It was fantastic.
It was.
And then we went home, and, let's just say, we were up all night. Not really. I fell asleep at about 9.
Things like 8 for me.
I'll explain in a minute. Let me introduce the rest of the cast. Paul Reindl's our executive producer. Good morning, Paulie.
Good morning. Ready for some hard-hitting NFL draft
I can't wait.
previews.
Now we'll talk NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs. We have Paulie's beloved missus, Megan Reindl, over sitting in the Reindl corner over there. Good morning, Megan.
Good morning, everyone.
Good to see you. We've just brought everybody in. And to my left, listen, you can never say I'm not a supporter of new media.
Yes, you can.
I've always loved new media. The great Corey Stewart joins us as well. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
I love that he comes in a full-on Fila tracksuit, bro. Sits right down in Ben's chair and is like, "All right, let's get this S on the road." Man, I've lost my pipes. The screaming bit I did yesterday, right around this time, I think has perforated my throat. When I did it, I was imitating myself, screaming at my T-ballers, and I have to scream at them because we're on the side of a highway and they can't hear. And I'm also, you get a little amped up yelling at the kids when they're not paying attention. And I was screaming so loud, I think I perforated my throat. Oh. I tasted blood yesterday during the show, and then my voice has been cached all, since. So I'm gonna do my very best to get through it. Now, I think my therapist would say, you did that on purpose, because you were nervous about hosting with Ben out. It's not my favorite thing to do. It's no secret. I think subconsciously, she's like, that's exactly why you did that. You wanted to blow your throat out. But I know Adam. He's going to make me stay in here for 4 hours, plus a roundtable debate, whether I can talk or not. I'll write stuff down, and Hannah will read it for me if we have to. We're going to grind this thing out for you today. Always fun when Benny is out. All right, that came out wrong. It's always fun. It's different when Ben's out. Ben keeps us on the rails. I really don't like being on the rails. I like to explore the space a little bit more, and it makes him very nervous to explore the space. So,
and explore we will.
Explore we will. We've got some real little nuggets and treats for you today. But I'll start with my missus over here.
Yes.
It's good to see you.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had a nice we had a nice date night last night.
What's a date light?
A little frazzled. We've already had a bit of an incident here this morning.
Oh boy.
Hannah, we were laying in bed last night, pre-coitus, and I said to her, all right, we need to be up and out the door tomorrow. I would like to be at the station at 4:30 because I don't like to plan at night.
Is this pillow talk, by the way?
This is pre-pillow talk.
Okay, nice.
All right?
Nice.
This is
get her in the mood, get her revved up.
foreplay.
Yeah, it's foreplay.
Yeah.
That was foreplay. We're doing our foreplay in foreplay. So I said, we got to be in about 4:30. And she goes, oh, okay. Well, I'd like to stop and get coffee. And I go, all right, enough. Stop right there. Already. I go, hey, I get nervous. This isn't about you. This isn't about your coffee. We just need to get to the station, and we need to get the show on the road. No, I want to. She goes, I'll drive separate. I said, all right, fine.
I already had to drive separate.
You had to drive separate. So we start. I get here at like 4 this morning, and she texts me, what do I want? She texts you guys, what do you want? So it's like, I'm waiting for the coffee. I purposely didn't have coffee because I knew coffee was coming, right? And so I said, all right, that's fine. I'll wait. Well, then the coffee showed up. And then I walk out to the lobby. I'm like, where is she? And she's on her hands and knees cleaning up the lobby floor. And there's coffee everywhere. And I went, oh, no. So what happened?
The girl dropped it.
The Starbucks gal, delivery gal?
And I didn't think anything of it, honestly, because I figured it was like secure. And
Secure.
the bag was all like taped up like they do. And so I didn't think anything of it. I come up here, and there are a lot of thresholds that you need to cross with a key card.
Many. Yeah. It's like we're just short
Is
of
that
a moat.
new?
It's not. I mean, look, people hate radio people. Like people have stalkers and stuff.
Okay. It's very hard to get in here. There's so many key card. Anyway.
As it should be.
Yes.
As it
We need
absolutely.
more.
We need more, actually.
Okay. I mean, it's a little frustrating to get up and
It
down.
is.
Your safety aside. But I was walking up and repeatedly trying to use the key card to get in. And as I'm doing that, then I dropped the bag.
Then you drop. Oh, I didn't know about the second drop. So now
Well,
there's.
it was unimportant because
It had already
been dropped.
Yeah, the
so
bag.
it wasn't my fault, is what I'm getting to. Anyway, so the bottom fell out.
Bottom fell out. Coffee spilled everywhere. So
My coffee.
Your coffee. So they had to clean the lobby of the coffee. So I'm already a little bit frazzled. I like things to run smoothly. It's not going to. That's life for you, right? Corey Stewart knows that. It's that's just how life. That's how life goes. That way.
Are we really getting into that right now?
But it's good to have all of you guys in here. It does make me feel warm and secure. And also a little annoyed, but mostly warm and happy and secure to have all of you guys in here this morning. I said, it's pillow talk. Well, what happened was we didn't have our children last night, and our children when they get home for the day at about 4, it's 3 of the most intense, sometimes miserable, sometimes beautiful hours of the day.
Between getting home and going to bed?
Getting home, the feeding is a nightmare. I made, this is what you're going to eat. I don't like that. You ate it last night. You ate it the day before. Yeah, I don't eat it anymore.
Oh.
Okay. Well, I'm glad we just bought a pound of watermelon because you don't like watermelon. So you're not eating it. I'm not eating this.
A lot changes in 24 hours.
A lot changes. Throws across the room. It goes across the room, the whole thing. So then it's, all right, they play for a while. They beat the ass out of each other, and then they hit the bath or the shower, whatever, and then we get them ready for bed. Then they want to play again, and then it's hard to get them down. It's a thing. So last night with no kids, we went to dinner. We came home, and all we heard was this. And I looked at her, and I go, it's so quiet. I kind of hate it. We both were kind of like domed out by the silence. And so we got in bed. She's like ordering stuff on her phone. We watched the Padres game, and it got over in a decent amount of time. And I put on Baby Reindeer. Have you guys watched Baby Reindeer?
Haven't gotten to it yet.
Oh, my God.
What is Baby Reindeer?
Let's put it this way. It's not the world's greatest aphrodisiac, number one. So you think to yourself, we finally get a night to ourselves. Why don't you go in the next room, put on some, sexy lingerie, something. Or I could. Either or, whatever, and let's get it on. But no, we put Baby Reindeer on, and it's about a stalker, a female stalker.
It just says, dealing with female stalker.
Oh, my
man
God.
is forced to face a dark, buried trauma.
Oh. It's
And it's based on a true story.
It's based on a true story. Now, here's the capper to it. The guy that wrote it is, and the guy that it happened
I
to.
saw a story about it.
It's also He's also the star of the show. So you're watching the guy. It's like if I told my life story in a book, but then I played me.
So I think I saw a story. It was just on Instagram. So they don't get a ton of details. It's
Right.
like, click the link in the bio.
Click the link in bio, yeah.
For the full story. But it was something along the lines of he's like begging people, hey, don't try to guess
Yes,
who the real
yes.
life characters are. My friends and family are being like harassed.
He was-
because you all think that they're who we're talking about.
They think that they know who the subject was, the
Yeah.
stalker. They think they know who the man who sexually assaulted him is. It's so dark and so funny
It's so funny.
and so brilliant. We started watching that.
It's on
and
Netflix.
It's on Netflix. We started watching that. I mean, the last thing, and then we both just fell asleep. So we had our one night. We did not make love all night as I had imagined that we would. Till it was time to get up and come and do the show. It didn't happen. So I feel like I'm sure she's very disappointed. She seems very disappointed about the whole scene.
She's been waiting all day.
It's
for
weird.
that.
I woke up in the middle of the night and I saw her wiping her brow like, whoo,
dodged a bullet
dodged
there.
a bullet there. So yeah, we ended up, but it was nice. It was peaceful. We had a nice. It's so peaceful in there now. Those
I
kids.
definitely plan to start Baby Reindeer. It's a documentary? Is
No,
it
it's a show.
It's a show.
Yeah, and it will. For me, anyone that's listened to this program knows I've got pretty gnarly ADD, which is why it's great to have Ben. Ben has been my. He's just the yin to my yang. Straight up, he's the best partner I've ever had. You can't have two
Cool.
radio partner. You're the yang to my yang. Okay, so she's also very intense. Also has ADD, so it's a bit of an S show in our house. But Ben is for me on the air. He's like perfect. He's just a perfect complement. So I lost my train of thought because I have ADD and you cut me off. So I have no idea what I was going to say.
You proved your point, actually.
I proved my point. You can't have two of us because the whole show would just be off the rails. Ben is the one that kind of brings it in, and that's what he's really that's his value of keeping me in line. So today should be a little bit of a train wreck. I won't be able to be as active in our YouTube chat as I normally am. I need to focus. It's hard for me to focus, and so I'm going to do my very best, and we will talk about the Padres game. Certainly, we got a couple of really interesting guests. One in particular that we will set up next. I want to talk about.
People aren't going to believe us when we say that was
They
not
won't,
a
yeah.
planned bit.
They will not. It was not planned. We've got a fun game that our game show host for the day has devised. Corey Stewart is here. We'll talk some baseball with you.
We've got some incredible giveaways throughout the morning.
It's going to be a fun show. Now, old media is what we are. New media, they tell it like it is. We are soft. We are fanboys. Mm-hmm. We have too much. We have too much fun.
Cheerleaders, in fact.
It's my favorite.
That's why we needed to bring some new media in today. So
Shills.
we'll get the hard hitting new media take on the Padres win last night. Hey, I know it's a win, but you can't be satisfied. New media is never satisfied. We'll talk about that. Talk about everything next. It's good to be here with you guys. Thanks for watching on the YouTube feed. You can listen on your radio, the Odyssey app, all of your smart devices as well. Shout out to our little boys, Bo and Taylor, who are probably up watching at Gaga's house today, maybe listening.
I mean, I don't know.
They could
I
also-
haven't checked it on them, to be fair.
They could also literally
I'm
be
afraid.
riding horses right now, as far as we know.
It's absolutely probable.
They do it all. So we have a full show for you. Excited for you to be here. We do have a prank call as well that Paulie and I spent a little time on yesterday with our beloved Ben Higgins, and we'll play that for you as well. Thanks for being here, Ben and Woods, 97.3 The Fan. All right, welcome back. Ben and Woods, 97.3 The Fan. Benny on vacation in Henderson, Nevada today, where, by the way, they had an earthquake yesterday. Like the minute
What?
he got there. Yes, there was an earthquake in Henderson yesterday.
Superstar.
Yeah, superstar. Comes to town, and the world shakes. The ground shakes. I don't think it was a big one.
I knew he could move mountains,
He
but
can move mountains, dude. He gets in town, and Henderson registers one. So he's, I don't know if he's up and at him yet. He's not texted me this morning. I don't expect him to. I want him to enjoy his vacation. But I'm here. My wife, Hannah, is here. Paulie's here. His wife, Megan's here. Corey Stewart is here as well. We got a full house. This is like legit morning zoo type stuff. Maybe we get topless in here. Ooh. Select a few of us get topless. Just really do it up, on a Thursday. Throwback Thursday, as it were, here on Ben and Woods as well. I'll set the menu for us here in a minute. But in order to bribe you to keep listening to the program, we have 3 pair of Padres tickets to give away today. And it's actually for tomorrow night against the Phillies. Enjoy live music and a pregame happy hour in Gallagher Square with $5 beer specials from your favorite local and national breweries. Tickets at padres.com/tickets. But you can get a pair if you call now, 833-288-0973. Call into the Morning Zoo and be the 5th caller. I don't care, really. Paul, you just
this is the part when we like having Ben here.
This is the best.
Because I would have told you, let's give them away at the end of the segment.
Right.
And
no, let them sit and rot.
They will sit and
That
rot.
means they have to sit
They don't
and
have a
listen.
choice.
I'm thinking 2 steps ahead here.
They don't have
a choice but to sit and listen to me set the menu. So we did do a prank call yesterday with our beloved Ben. Paulie and I had been plotting this, and we made a note on Monday. Let's remember to listen for things that we could use in a potential prank call. So Paulie and I, throughout the week, would look at each other and wink, and Paulie put together a soundboard. So we'll play that for you soon, I'd say. Very soon.
Yeah, very soon.
It's so good.
I don't want to wait any longer.
I don't either. It made us so happy. Coming up at 8:35, our weekly with Eno Saris, our smart baseball segment. We need it desperately. I know he's going to want to talk about Adrian Morejon and his resurgence. Yes,
of course he is.
He looks like a new man out there. We've heard this one before. Fool me 7 times, Adrian, but he loves him. He loves him. He loves his stuff. And, hey, listen, so far so good. Not going to complain about that. And then coming up at 9:35, a man that needs no introduction in my home. He is Padres first baseman Jake Cronenworth. He will be joining.
Ring ding dong, ring a ding 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 dong.
He'll be joining the program today. Now, I swear on our children, I did not plan this. Paulie sent in a request for 7 different Padres. Here was my list.
Which, by the way, we do that all the time on getaway days when they have an early game, especially in a different time zone, even if it's 1 hour. That makes a difference, and we can get guys to call into the show. So I asked for 6 or 7 guys, Crony being one of them.
Yeah, Crony, Tatis, Merrill.
It wasn't like, hey, you know our bit, right? Hannah's going to actually be in studio on Thursday. We've got to get Crony to call in.
Yeah,
it really wasn't like that.
They said, Jake said he'll do it, which is awesome. Jake and our show has a really good relationship. Big Crony fans here.
Nobody believes us in the chat. They said Hannah planned this.
I swear.
I'm actually like the
Turn
biggest.
our mics on. Yep, every time.
I am actually like
anytime you want to say something, you just crank that. Just super easy.
anytime you want to come to work with me and I can boss you around.
Oh, I can drive around, get my nails done, get coffee in the middle of the day. It's super cool.
Make more than you.
Boom! God, it hurts when it's true. Ouch. It hurts when it's true. Son of a.
Anyway, I am actually like very starstruck when I like see people that I would not have chosen. As you know, I get very nervous.
For who, Jake?
Yeah.
Well, so here's the thing.
Still with Jake?
Oh my
Still.
gosh. Oh my gosh.
Look
Oh
at
my
her.
gosh.
She's a red.
Oh my gosh.
So
I
here's
can't.
the funniest part. Our 6-year-old is Dynamo, Bo Woods, and he's such a good kid with such a big heart. And Hannah, he does the thing, though, that a lot of kids at that age do when they get around adults, which is great, actually. He's just kind of quiet. Now, I don't need him running up, grabbing every dude's leg that he sees, and hi. There are kids like that. When I go pick him up, there's about 4 kids that are like, Taylor's dad, Bo's dad. I'm like, all right, get away. Bo's not that way. Bo is a cat. Bo you have to 100% work for his affection and his conversation. So what Hannah's been doing, and Hannah's been saying, every morning they go sit down, And Hannah's like, all right, I'm going to ask you questions. You need to answer. Like media training, she calls it.
Media training.
Media training. Right? So he's getting better. She asked him a question. He's getting better at using his words. And, you know, he's a really good conversationalist. He's smart as a whip. Well, we were all at dinner the other night, and I said, so Jake's coming on the show. And Hannah just gets panicked. And I said, so what question are you going to ask him? And you said what?
Nothing.
She said nothing. And I said, how are you going to train our 6-year-old in media when you have the opportunity to ask a question and you're not going to do it? And Bo literally sits back. He goes, yeah, Mom. How are you going to train me in media when you won't ask Jake a question? It was he sat back and was like, oh, interesting. It was incredible.
It clicked.
It clicked. So,
oh my God,
this is like parenting 101. You have to do what you say you're going to do.
That's different. Like answering questions is what I've been training them to do.
You want Jake to ask you a question and you can answer it?
No, I just interacting with him in general is too much.
She's shaking. I'm not kidding. Like she's literally shaking right now. It's very
She's
strange.
flustered.
And so you won't ask him a question.
I have a question.
You do have a question.
Yeah.
All right, good. Is it how dare you?
I would never.
So I'm excited to talk to Jake. That's coming up at 9:30. We'll do our Padres recap next, and we will get that prank call in because I really want you guys to hear it. Interested to get your thoughts, Corey, on the game last night and, of course, the team to this point. I really want to pick your brain because you are you love this team with your full and whole heart. You also hate this team with your full and whole heart, and you are
That's very good.
you're one of those, and I respect it. I really do. I said it yesterday on the show. I see so many people livid, even after a win, like they're livid, and I get messages from guys that are just like, "Hey, I know we won, but this sucks, man. This sucks." And I used to get really mad about it, and now I go, "Yeah, I totally understand. I'm with you. Like vent at me, vent to us, vent online, whatever. I totally get that perspective. So I want to talk to you about the direction of the team, how you feel it's going, and we'll talk about last night's game, of course. We will get that prank call in. It's so good. You guys are really going to enjoy it.
Let's just break early because let's get to that prank call before a little Padres wrap.
Okay, we'll do the prank
then
call.
we'll just dive into the game.
We'll do the prank call next here on Ben and Woods. You guys will really enjoy it. Ben calls an adult establishment in Las Vegas. Next, Ben and Woods, 97.3. All right, my headphones just shorted out, so I only have one ear working. It's fine. It's fine. I'll rise above. I'm a pro. That's what I do. Ben and Woods, 97.3 The Fan. There we go. Both are back. Good to be here with you guys on, oh no, it just went happening again. Thursday morning. It's going in and out. Are you doing this to me on purpose?
I'm not doing anything.
I feel like you are.
Vocal cords done.
Vocal cords
Headphones done. Coffee all over the place.
Oh my God.
We're rolling.
We're fine. It's fine.
Firing
all
on
good.
all cylinders.
All good.
Everything's good. Nope, we're totally good. It's just one ear that works. All right. If I don't move, now it's cutting back and forth like I'm on acid. One ear in this ear, this ear, this ear. Very strange. She's looking at me like you don't know who I am. You know who you're married to. You see this behavior all the time. All the time. Ben and Woods, 97.3 The Fan. Benny out. I'm Woodsy. My wife Hannah's in. Paul's wife Megan's in. Paulie's here. Corey Stewart, Vibes Merchant, VP of Vibes for 97.3 The Fan and the San Diego Padres, joins us as well. And we like to do this. We've done a couple of these before. There's something about my partner Ben Higgins' voice. Number one, it is massively soothing. Massively soothing. He is a warm velour blanket or tracksuit, in your case, Corey. And everything he says to me is interesting and or funny.
Right.
Everything he says. If I deliver the exact same line that he does, it's not funny. If he says, I like so-and-so, it kills me. It just lays me out. And he's just such an interesting guy. So
we've told him it's when he tries to be funny that he's not funny.
That's right.
We're like, just be normal.
You. Don't ever try to be funny. Just be you, and you're naturally.
Tell us the most boring part of your day.
What's the most boring thing that happened to you?
Because I bet it's hilarious.
He's like, I drove to work, and I'm like, no way. He's the best. He's the best. So we put together a soundboard, and we knew Ben was going out to Las Vegas. And you know what's popular out in Las Vegas? Go out, cut loose, and go to a gentleman's establishment. Well, we found a perfect one, actually.
Yeah.
This is a gentleman's club and a sports bar at the same time. So he could scratch. All they'd need is a golf simulator, and he would scratch every itch.
They have like slots and stuff there.
They have everything.
Not a lot of
you can gamble.
Those clubs have
you
slots.
can gamble.
Yeah.
You can watch the ladies entertain, and you can eat.
And you can watch the Lakers.
And you can watch the Lakers play. So here's us, as Ben, yesterday, calling. I can't remember the name of it, but it's a real place.
Play it again, Sam's.
Play it again, Sam's.
Thanks for calling. Play it again, Sam. Shanna speaking.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I was disappointed with last night.
What happened?
You could see it all falling apart right there on the stage. It was horrible.
Okay.
I'm going to need at least a couple of $100 bills.
Is this a joke?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Would you like to speak with the manager?
I know that the Lakers aren't going to win the championship. They're probably going to lose to Denver anyway.
Okay.
I like watching LeBron and Anthony Davis.
And then she finally hung up.
So we finish it up. It's a minute long on the nose. And I looked at Paulie and I go, that was perfect. It was just perfect.
We hugged after
We hugged. We absolutely hugged. We're like, yes! So we called back. We had to call her back. And we had to rewind it, get her name.
Yeah.
Play it again, Sam's. Can we speak to Shanna, please? Hi, Shanna. This is Paul and Woods from Ben and Woods. And we had to go through the whole rigmarole. She started dying. She goes, oh, yeah, use it. Have
you
a
got a
ball.
call a couple of
She
minutes
was
ago.
so
It sounded like a
sweet.
prank
A
call.
prank call?
Well, it was, and we do a radio show. Is it okay? And she's like,
Go
oh my
ahead.
God, go
My
ahead.
favorite
Yeah.
part was when she goes, what happened?
What happened? Let's hear. Can we hear it
I
again?
just want to hear that
Let-
all the time.
Let's hear it again. It kills me.
Thanks for calling. Play it again, Sam. Shanna speaking.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I was disappointed with last night.
What happened?
You could see it all falling apart right there on the stage. It was horrible.
Okay.
I'm going to need at least a couple of $100 bills.
Him demanding a refund.
Is this a joke?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Would you like to speak with the manager?
I know that the Lakers aren't going to win the
It's my
championship.
favorite part.
They're probably going to lose to Denver anyway.
Right.
Okay.
I like watching LeBron and Anthony Davis.
That's our Betty, man.
Oh, my God.
Always finds a way to weave it back into sports somehow. Always, no
Like
matter.
that
I like
was a call
watching
that he
LeBron
would
and
make
Anthony Davis.
naturally.
Oh, it would be a natural
Yeah.
phone call that he would make, 100%. I like that he said, last night was a disappointment. I watched it fall apart on the stage.
That was
I mean,
so
it was
good. That
perfect.
was so good.
So we had a lot of fun with that. Somebody said, you guys have to do more of these. Honestly, I told Hannah yesterday, I go, what we need to do is we need to put together a soundboard of about, 25,000 Ben drops, and everybody in town go make your own. Like, it's much fun to do. Paulie, we actually took video of that. Paulie will post the
post that
video
later here.
later
Yeah.
of us doing the prank, but it was such a blast. Let's get to our Padres rewind before people start freaking out. We will talk about the Padres win last night over the Rockies and sitting in much better shape today than they were yesterday. Let's get to it.
From the 97.3 The Fan
After traffic,
Center,
of course.
Here's Kelly
Of course.
Davick.
Accident has cleared on northbound 5 before 28th Street, so speeds are improving there. Now heading out of Santee, west 52 before the 125. Accident involving couple cars. One's in the center divide, one over to the right shoulder. I'm Kelly Danik with Ben and Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
I love winning, man. I love winning. You hear what I'm saying? It's like better than losing.
Oh my God, I'm so stiff.
Miss any of the Padres win yesterday? Ben and Woods didn't.
What up, crew?
We've got you covered with all of the highlights.
I like it when the Padres win.
Yeah! Yeah! It's the Padres Wrap-Up, presented by Hamul Casino. With thrilling slots and tables and all the best rewards, Hamul Casino has all the fun you're looking for. Hamul Casino, fun above all else. Yeah!
Give me a do damage.
Do damage!
Here's the pitch. Kim goes down, reaches for it, pokes it over the head of the first baseman Montero and down the right field line. Bogarts has scored. Tatis on his way. Kim into second base with a 2-run double, and the Padres have a 2-0 lead here in the first. Rosario homered against Block last September at Petco. Swings here, lines it into center field and a base hit. Kim racing towards third. He's being waved. Doyle comes up throwing. It will not be in time, and an RBI single for Eggy Rosario, and a 4 spot for the Pods here in the top of the first. The 2-0 pitch. Sent in the air to right center field. Well struck. Merrill back into the gap. He's looking up. It's going to go. Into the bullpen. A home run for Ryan McMahon. His third of the year. And the Rockies crack open the run column for the first time tonight. Padres lead it 5-1. 2-2. The quick pitch. Sent in the air to deep center field. Merrill is back. He's on the warning track. Leaps up. Can't make the catch. Over the fence. A home run for Elias Diaz. His second of the year. A solo shot, and now 5-2 San Diego. 0-2 to Goodman. Suarez delivers, and a swing and a miss, strike 3. Robert Suarez, a 1-2-3 ninth on just 7 pitches to close it out, and the Padres beat the Rockies 5-2.
Man, fantastic. It's a pretty good indicator when umpire words one for a strike. It was dirty, but to that point, Higgy did a tremendous job with him. He really did a great job all the way around, but Higgy was fantastic. But credit goes to Waldron. He was very, very good. All pitches working, able to he just mix it in masterfully and had command of it. It was really filthy.
I mean, I am one big dumb idiot, and I'm happy to come in this morning and tell you that I said yesterday, and I had research of knuckleballers at Coors Field. It had not gone well. R.A. Dickey had gone and thrown bullpens there and said, "No, I'm not doing it. I'm not. Nope,
I'm not going to do this.
Not going to do it, man. Like that knuckleball, if it doesn't knuckle and it just rotates, is just BP for those guys. And I am so impressed by what I saw from Matt Waldron last night. There was something, and they talked about it on the broadcast. Scanlon kept talking about how Waldron had said No, I like the dry air. And I'm like, that's just something you say. That's something you say to get your
dry air.
I like dry air. That's something you get yourself mentally like, no, I can do this. I can beat the laws of physics with my brain. So he convinced himself that he could throw it with no problem. And he was masterful last night. That's exactly what you need from your number 5 starter.
Apparently, he did a bullpen session like the day before. And worked out whatever he needed to work out.
Said it
great.
Felt great.
He was great.
I mean, that's exactly what you're looking for from a number 5 starter. And Matt Waldron delivered last night. And the offense getting 4 runs early was huge. Getting to tie block early, and you didn't. Again, I know that the night before, they had a 4-1 lead, and I felt pretty comfortable with that one. They handed that one back. Last night, I felt pretty good with that one. They were able to add on one other run. Any concerns for you, Corey Stewart, Vibes Master, when you see the San Diego Padres right now? How do you feel as a longtime fan of the team?
Do you mean overall or last night?
Last night was great. I mean, it's hard to complain about a dub, certainly.
It's hard to complain about a dub, but I can.
You can, yeah. You're like, but here I go.
It was a very good win last night. I thought the bullpen was good again last night
been
too,
outstanding.
except for the one solo shot or whatever. Which
kind of got an assist from Jackson Merrill. I felt bad for Jackson going back on the ball, reads it perfectly.
I thought he had that.
I thought he had it. Opened his glove and just kind of boop, knocked it over the fence. Got an assist. It's not the you don't want assists in baseball like that necessarily, but you can see it in his face like. Come on, man. Be better. But he's been great. He's been great out there.
So
and
good.
Somebody made the point, too, on Twitter. He'll get those. Like, he started playing center field. Like,
exactly.
The fact that he was there in the right spot, he's going to get the next one. He's not a guy I'm concerned with in any way, shape, or form. He didn't get a hit last night, but he had a sac fly.
Got the sac fly.
He had RBI on a ground out. He just does the little things that you need to do to win a baseball game. And he is like I said yesterday to, I can't remember who it was, maybe Booney, or maybe it was Adam Jones. I said, he's like the least of my worries in that lineup. Really. I feel confident. Every time he comes to the plate, we are huge Jackson Merrill fans in our home, and he's a baseball player through and through. So,
hi, this is Jackson Merrill.
Hey, Jackson. So he's looking good. So, but overall.
He's a stud.
He is a stud. Overall, how are you feeling about the squad? You can't be. We reminded our audience yesterday, remember the expectations you had going in.
Right, yeah.
Which weren't huge.
No, they weren't great at all. They've been better than what I thought that they were going to be. But having said that, like you see how they're doing with the bullpen is killing it pretty much.
Yep.
Guys that I wasn't expecting to contribute as much as they have offensively, like Profar, like Jackson. Another one, Jake. Some of these guys that I didn't expect
You weren't
to be.
expecting it?
No, I wasn't.
A lot of people weren't.
I mean, why would we have based on the last couple of years or whatever? So, but they're still a game over 500 is what worries me. And,
right.
And they're like right now, obviously we're how many games in? They're not in the playoff race, or they're in the race, but they're not. But they're not in. You know what I mean? So
if the season ended
and they've been
today.
playing so well, or they're putting up these numbers that are so good, you'd expect some more wins on there.
Yeah, and you do feel like a couple of got away for sure, but you also feel like they snatched a couple back. And that to me,
they did. That's good. Yeah, that's great.
I'll tell you, it has been. We watched 162 of these last year as a family. I legit had the worst time of my life watching baseball last year.
It was
legit.
awful.
It was
just
the
awful.
worst
And I thought
time.
the off season would be a relief, and it was really just more of the same.
It was torture.
Just more excruciating.
It was the most excruciating offense or off season, and we've had the most excruciating offense at times. I never had as little fun watching and covering baseball as I did last year. Never in my life. My expectations were through the roof. They didn't even make the playoffs. So to watch this team now fight and grind, look, let's be honest, with players that, I don't want to say lesser players, but $92 million off the payroll, and to show more heart in these 26 games or whatever than they showed all of last year, it's been such a better product to watch. It has.
Yeah.
It's been a more aesthetically pleasing product.
Have there been significantly more errors though?
There have. They've kicked the ball around, and we talked about it yesterday on the show. The frustration index of the San Diego
I thought
Padres.
about that so much yesterday.
It was good. We can bring that back too, in case you missed it. A really brilliant new stat that was kind of created when you add in runs.
Like what was our stat that we created last year? The jaws of defeat.
Jaws of defeat.
Like games that 99% of the time you should win.
Yeah, they would give them away.
And we're talking like a 3-run lead blown in the 9th, or a wild error to lose a game or something. Like the game was right there and it was snatched away from us.
victory. Yeah, something like that.
It was kind of in the same vein as what we talked about yesterday, and it was the Padres, the punishment ratio.
Yeah, the punishment ratio, and it's unearned runs, it's errors, it's double plays, and the Padres were leading baseball in that. It's been a frustrating watch at times, but again, with the comeback victories, with the way that they're seemingly not out of it. Now, they have their lulls, and they had another bit of a lull last night. You score early, and
then nothing.
They're not trying to not score. I'd never have. I mean, that's the thing is, like, I can't argue with that guy anymore on Twitter because there's no chance that they score 4 and go, all right, we're good. Like, there's no team in any sport does that really, right? They don't take their foot off the gas. It just, for whatever reason, the balls don't seem to fall. It's just a weird sport.
And no home runs there. It's very weird.
That's very strange, man.
Very strange.
That is very, very strange. So I see a lot of credit being given to Mike Schilt, and I attribute some of that to that. My main
Yeah, of course.
My main theory on all of it, I really believe in my heart, and it's honestly based on one interview we had at spring training, and that was with Manny Machado. I believe the embarrassment of last year is still with them. And I really feel that they just don't want to get embarrassed again. And I feel like that is motivating so many of these guys. And Manny's not back yet. We still haven't got an official word on his child and all that, but he's supposed to be back this weekend. So, man, I just don't know.
It's interesting. You could use that same scenario if we thought they were pressing too much. Like, they don't want to
be embarrassed
last
again.
year. They don't want to be embarrassed. They're just a little tight right now, and I haven't really gotten that feeling yet.
I haven't either. I've seen, you're always going to press in baseball. When you want to get a knocker.
Xander's pressed at
Xander's
times.
been pressing like a madman. Nice to see him break out a little bit last night, certainly, and at the top of the order. So it's. There's times when the lineup's released, I'm like, oh, my Lord, we're really rolling with this today. And somehow it always comes through. Like Matt Waldron, I thought he was going to get rocked yesterday. Based on history, based on the stuff he has, based on the laws of physics. And he didn't, man. He went out and shoved last night. And
so good.
Kept them, and you stake him to a 4-run lead. Good things happen, after that. So
and he got out of trouble, too.
Got out of trouble, had a couple of walks.
Yeah, where the bases were loaded, I was like, oh, here we go.
Yeah, it was a really solid win. And, now you have a chance to take 3 of 4. Is it the end of the world if they split? No, it's not the end of the world, but you need to win this game.
It's like,
to win this game.
By law, it's no harm, no foul. You're in the same, you're 500 or whatever. You're in the same position as you were before the series, but you feel like that's a team you need to take 3 out of 4 from.
You need to whip those. They're bad, man. They're bad.
They're not a good team.
Last night showed them. They made some defensive miscues last night. Some really dumb plays.
Throw the ball around the yard.
Yeah, Eric says too. I think the passing of Peter has played into it. I believe that as well. Playing for something bigger this year. But I do feel like just the embarrassment of last year, the fact that everyone's kind of counted them out, I love that. And I think Mike Schilt helps bring that out of them as well, too. He's a bit of an underdog himself, always has been in his career. So
thank you.
You're welcome. And I really like what I see, man. And again, I realize they're only 1 game over 500. They're not blowing anybody's doors off, but it's a better aesthetic brand of baseball than we saw all of last year.
And this is the Padres. They never come out super hot.
Right.
That's not. I would be more concerned if that were the case.
It would be a little odd if they came out, as hot as some teams.
Sustainable.
It's not sustainable for these guys.
Do you know the part that I'm hating though? We were talking about the aesthetic of it. I hate not being able to watch Manny Machado play third base.
It's terrible.
Like
it's killed us.
That is and I'm not saying that Wade and Rosario and all the people that they've been bringing in out of the stands and all that to play third base haven't been terrible. It's just not being able to see Manny play third base is awful because like
It's-
that's my favorite. I love to watch him hit. I love to watch him play third base.
It is a different.
Yeah.
It's a different team entirely.
Yeah.
Coming up next, we need to have the Eric Hosmer conversation.
I can't believe you're going to do this
for
with
the
me here.
100th time. We have to have the Eric Hosmer conversation.
So I need to kill Corey's mic.
I'm continuing to get ripped.
This
for
fan
Eric
base,
Hosmer.
I
I don't
swear.
know. I don't get it. We'll talk about it next. Ben and Woods, 97.3 The Fan. Welcome back, Ben and Woods, 97.3 The Fan on a Thursday, a victory Thursday. Padres win last night, 5-2 over the Rockies. What time's the game today? Early one, right?
12:10.
12:10.
11:10 pregame.
11:10 pregame with the great Sammy Levitt. And, got a chance to take 3 of 4. Would love to see it. I absolutely would love to see it come in rage on a Friday. Benny is in Las Vegas-ish. I'm just going to say Las Vegas because Henderson.
He's in Vegas.
He's in Vegas, right?
What is Henderson, 10 minutes away?
He's like 30 minutes away, but yeah, he's out there with his buddy.
I mean, he showed us the golf course that he played yesterday.
Stunning.
You can see the strip. It's right there in the background.
Really cool. Showed us
It looked awesome.
his buddy's house. He's staying out there, so he's up sucking down cranberry juice right now, getting ready to head out to the golf course, play golf all day, just in heaven. Just in heaven, which is perfect for him. I want to get into the Eric Hosmer situation again for like the 40th time because I'm getting worn out by the tier ones out there. So also getting worn out by our boss Adam yesterday about Eric Hosmer. Everybody's new favorite guy, and it's a weird place to be. And I just thought that's what we do on this show. We just have open and honest conversations. You can weigh in too if you want. 833-288-0973. San Diego's a weird place. I've been here 14 years. People are very proud to be from San Diego. My wife is a native, yes. And Megan, you're a native, born and raised. People that are born and raised in San Diego take great pride in San Diego. Now, transplants, such as myself, also take great pride in living in San Diego.
Bro, I've been here 15 years. I ain't going anywhere.
I've said it till the day I die. I will be here. You will bury
me. We're not going anywhere.
Yeah, you will. Me and Paulie, we'll be here.
So stop asking.
We're not going anywhere.
Yeah, quit asking.
Are you going to move away?
No.
I'm not going to, so quit asking.
Things get a little different, though, when a player is gone. There's always it probably happens in Kansas City, probably happens in Boston. Player leaves. You liked that player. You're like, you know what? Bring him home. We see it all the time. Bring him home.
Bring him home.
Garrett Cooper was here like 3 weeks. He just got released by the Cubs. I was like, bring him home. I'm like, home? He was here for 6 weeks maybe.
For a cup of coffee.
We've seen it all the time. But it's been different lately. Eric Hosmer, who was, I would say, a pretty... I wouldn't even say it was a mercurial star here. Like, he didn't talk a lot to the media. He did his own thing.
No, he hid from the media.
There was an aspect of that, honestly.
People begged him to be on his program, and he didn't do it.
So it's weird. It's a weird place for me as a radio host on the Padres flagship. Now, I'm getting DMs. I'm getting texts. Adam, yesterday, you would have thought that, like... He was so excited. He went and spent like 2 hours pulling all these clips for us to play on the air. And so yesterday we had a plan. We stuck to the plan, and I said, I'm not going to do it today. I got other stuff.
It was like 9:15.
Yeah, it was like 9:15.
And he's just like, we're like, dude, we got stuff going on here.
So I think Craig and Annie played some. I saw some. I watched it now. So I had this convo with Paulie last night. I go, it's weird. It's just weird to me now that everybody loves Eric Hosmer after so many years of not. And that's putting it nicely. They didn't love him.
He did that to himself.
Right. So,
like, it's weird because I'm all for forgiveness.
Sure.
Second chances. Like
Absolutely.
if I felt like he genuinely felt bad about his time in San Diego and was like, you know what? I wish things could have gone differently or something. I haven't heard that. And for all I know, he said it in his podcast. I haven't watched it. Maybe he did. I don't think he has because I think that would have been a little bit of news around here.
Yeah.
For him to just leave, not even the stereotypical generic Instagram post that your agency sends to you to post,
thank
like,
you, San
hey,
Diego.
thank you, San Diego, for 5 great years.
Never did it.
Thank you for the $144 million.
Right.
Like, none of that. He was just gone. And everyone's like, now he's Mr. Funny and charismatic.
It's
weird.
Because he's selling his podcast. And he's using people to sell his podcast. Period. That's it.
And I have wrestled with it. It's not the end all be all of sports stories, but it was an interesting one to me because in the media, I was probably his biggest supporter, and there's a reason. I
gave you so much crap.
I got worn out.
Oh yeah,
I got worn out about it all the time. The Hosmer apologist for years. I mean, even Ben would like rip him, and I'd be like, bro, listen, he brought something here. I had heard from someone in the Padres family that, and this story stuck with me about him forever. So when he showed up to sign his contract, he showed up in a $2,000 suit, Rolex. He looked like a professional baseball player. And this person, who I trust immensely and love immensely, said, changed everything. He brought in, you got the sense for the first time in a long time, that's a pro. That's a pro in the building. And it stuck with me. I'd seen him at the All-Star game when he was with the Royals. I saw him at the All-Star game party. I watched the way he carried himself. I go, that dude's a winner, straight up. So I was excited to have him. I was excited when he's here. I wanted great things for him.
We as fans were excited.
100%.
Guy just won a World Series. Up until that point, bro, we were the Rays as far as contracts. Like, remember how excited and how much big news it was around here when we signed Will Myers to $64 million or something?
Extension.
We more than doubled that with Hosmer. We're like, oh my God, we're players now.
So
we didn't know we were going to sign a couple more $300+ million contracts shortly after. But at the time, that was huge.
So the thing about San Diego, they really take care of their own and they protect their city. And so it is a little bit surprising to me that everyone now is like, it's fine. It's cool. It's great. Like, you want to be a podcaster? I'm in.
If you're far enough removed from it, and he's kept his nose clean within San Diego, then why not, though?
Is he far enough removed from it?
Yes,
Is he far?
Yes.
Hannah, he's making $13 million to
cares?
podcast right now.
This year, right now.
It's fine. It's not like he's on another team crushing us.
It's true.
That could be worse. And Brandon made another good point.
I wish you were on another
without
team.
Hosmer, there is no Manny. Which
See,
means
you say that, and I...
But just like you said that he
Manny
came
had 300
showing up
million
like
reasons.
that, we didn't have any of that.
We didn't.
And yeah, Manny got paid, but if there's no drip, if there's no professional, who wants to be here?
Yeah.
Who wanted to be here?
I get it. I totally get it. And I've heard that. I've heard it before. I've heard that we've had this conversation a million times. I don't care at the end of the day. I would have liked to chat with him when he was here. I asked a bunch of times. I thought our show and him would have been a really good combo.
It would have been a perfect combination.
And it's not, but it's not, this isn't sour grapes about like, oh, you said no. No, it's man, you left. It was weird when you left. You didn't play fantastic when you were here. You never really said, this is on me. I'm the highest paid guy. I'm the leader of the team.
And I
need to
think that's
do better.
what he's being punished for.
That's kind of, if I'm going to punish somebody for that, that's my only beef with him.
Because all sorts of players underperform and nobody hates them for life.
It's true. In fact, a lot of other people underperformed, and everyone here is like, bring him home. Bring him back.
Look at Will Myers.
Right. Beloved.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, because Will Myers would sit there at the locker
and he would wear it.
And he would go, you know what? Yeah, this is terrible. I'm not good. I'm not living up to what I'm supposed to be doing here.
And he also was a guy that wasn't comfortable in the camera and the limelight.
Right.
Like, he did not want to be the face of the franchise. You could
Correct.
tell, but he still... I will give him credit. He was there. He did some interviews. He would talk to the media after every game. Like, he took accountability.
Right,
So
yeah.
we are punishing Eric Hosmer for not having media training.
Not media training. I'm punishing him because when the going was bad, he disappeared and wouldn't talk to anybody.
Yeah.
He was not the same guy he was in
That's
Kansas
true.
City.
He was not the same guy
Not
he was
at
in
all.
Kansas City,
No.
and you didn't feel like you got really what you paid for. So all that aside, I got to say this.
We can scream about this, by the way, for 3 hours.
Oh,
I'd be
literally
totally fine
3
with that.
hours.
There's so much to go through with him.
There is. And but the funny part is his content was pretty good.
It's really good.
It's really good. I'm in the business of aggregating content. That's what I do as a morning radio show host. I try to aggregate the best content, feed it to you guys in case you missed it. We can talk about it together. That's literally my job.
Right.
I'm not in here curing any sort of diseases. I'm aggregating. It's why I spend 18 hours a day on Twitter and YouTube and everything else, because I'm aggregating the best I can find, and I'm going to push it out through these airwaves. His content's been pretty good, and he's got access to, and the stories that I've never heard.
I mean, it better be pretty good. He's sitting down with Profar, Manny, Tatis. Like, those are, and he played with them. He was in the same locker room with them. Yeah, it should be good.
He's got that inside stuff. And as a baseball fan and a fan of the San Diego Padres, I love it. I just wish he would say, guys, I screwed up, man. I really bricked this thing. And at that point, I'm like, you come do a weekly with us. You know what I mean? Like, just kind of wear it a little bit.
I think there's still a chance for that.
There possibly is.
I mean, is that on us? Is that something that we need to pursue? Like, if we could talk with Eric Hosmer off the air and be like, look, man, we can have you on. We'd like to promote the podcast. But I think the first thing that would need to happen is like, hey, man, there's a lot of hurt fans.
And there are.
In San Diego because of what happened during your tenure here. Like, he would have to have a sincere conversation with the fan base, I think.
All right, I would do it. And I'm a forgiving guy. And
what are they so hurt about, though? Like, hurt.
It's the middle finger on the way out of town. This is really what it is. And
they were so gnarly to him, more so than almost any other. Yes.
He stunk. I mean, let's be honest here. He stunk. Okay, he stunk. And then when he was asked, hey, what are you doing about not hitting ground balls for DPs every single time you're at bat?
He's like, don't ask me.
I'm not changing anything. Yeah. This is what got me here. This is what I'm going to do.
I mean, look, it's been a short sample size this season. Xander Bogaerts, so far to this point this year, has kind of played like, at least offensively, like Eric Hosmer did for the majority of his time here. And people have started to turn on Xander already. Now, I would just say, give a little caution. You got 10 more years, so you kind of got to love it. I mean, it's up to you. If you want to be miserable for the next 10 years, great. But at least with Xander, you can see it when he's talking to the media, which we never saw with Hosmer. Yeah. He's like, it's killing him. It is just killing Bogaerts when he's not succeeding.
But even Xander, there's a reason that people were kind of piling on after a short skid is because, again, he's lacking that personableness. Like, that's what Hosmer didn't give you. And up until the other night during that post game, Xander didn't offer any of that either.
Yeah, he was great in that post game.
Exactly. And all of a sudden I'm like, I love him again.
Funny and self-deprecating. I think, again, accountability is everything. And if you wear it, what are you going to say to somebody that says, I screwed up, I'm sorry? What are you going to keep yelling at him?
Right.
I screwed up. I'm sorry. I hate how my time went. And people said he said it on the podcast. I haven't heard it. So I don't know if if we should have him on, but I don't know. Listen, at the end of the day, his content's good. So we will
There'd have to be an agreement, though.
So
we're going to have an uncomfortable conversation to start that interview, because otherwise we're not like, what it's not going to be is,
he's not our child, though. Like, I'm not going to be like, all right, take my belts off. He doesn't owe us anything.
He doesn't. But I feel like we would look stupid if we're just like, hey guys, Eric Hosmer's on. So great podcast.
So maybe that's a conversation you have with your audience.
I feel that too, though, of just like, hey, let's promote this guy's podcast.
Yeah, after he told you no over and over.
It's an interesting thing, and it is. I've been thinking about it a lot in my head the last couple of days. I will say this. The Hassan Kim story was brilliant, and we should play it because it's that good.
It's a great story. It's great content.
Story. Fire away.
Hassan Kim, like, that's one of your best friends in the whole world, because he comes over, and it's almost like you guys can relate to what he's going through. Mm-hmm. So Profar makes it a point to go up to him in spring, go to his house at night, learn the culture a little bit, teach him the culture of over here a little bit, and dude, like, the bond that you and Kim have, that's something that
Look at him now.
Yeah. He's killing it now. And he's continuing to get better and better and better.
Every year.
I tell the story with Kim. I tell, a lot of the Korean, the Japanese players, to calm the nerves, they smoke cigarettes. So Kim, his first year, crushing cigarettes. You go to use the bathroom down the clubhouse, and Kim's just boom, boom, boom. Like, God damn, Bobby. Stressing. So year 2, he comes back to spring training, right? He comes back to spring training, and he goes, hey, bro, me, no more cigarettes. No more cigarettes. We're like, oh, okay, good. We go the whole spring, good. Second day of the season, 6 at-bats in. We walk by, Kim's out there. We go, hey, you said you're done. He goes, mucho stress.
Mucho stress.
He got right back on.
I mean, look, that's funny. That's funny-ass content. And, hey, listen, the redemption tour, it's all I will say about it is, as the last man in media that defended him, I think I know how to get it back. But it's weird. I mean, people in the chat are completely split on it. They're like, if you have him on, I don't know if I'll be able to listen. I don't want that. But I also have people like, hell yeah, that'd be great to develop a relationship. I've always loved the guy. I loved him. When the Kansas City, I've never seen he was like Joe Baseball for Kansas City. I think that's the biggest mistake he ever made, was leaving Kansas City. You could have been the king of Kansas City like George Brett, man. And it's a good lesson for all of us.
Maybe he realized that.
Well, we outbid him by like $30 million or something like that for him. So we were the only ones bidding against ourselves.
That was like before they even drafted like Patrick Mahomes. Like, think about it. It would just be him and Mahomes running that whole city.
Yeah, man. It's it's an interesting topic. I'm glad we were able to have the conversation and listen, kind of appease everybody.
Where was that? Where was that?
Where
while he
was that?
here?
That's and maybe
it
that's
would have been so great. Like,
on our show.
Oh my God! Yeah, he could have done a weekly. It would have been.
Maybe he's not
so
someone
good.
that can do both at the same
Yeah,
time.
maybe.
The stress of not performing well and also be able to be on.
Well, the and we've talked about it a billion times. I've never in my life of covering baseball and hearing about baseball stories and knowing people that played in the big leagues and the minor leagues, there's never been a more beloved teammate.
Love him.
To a man. I mean, he knows what
Told
he's
you a
doing
million times.
in that room. So it's interesting, man. I'm glad we were able to have the conversation. We get past it.
Real quick, before we go to break, we're going to get to Don't Do This. Now, we typically would play real or fake here on a Throwback Thursday. We are not doing that, but you still have a chance to qualify for our grand prize trip to Las Vegas that we've been giving away all month. We're going to play a different type of game at 7:35. What are we calling it? The Newlywoods game?
Newlywoods game.
So that will be your chance. But for right now, we're going to go to break. We got Don't Do This. We got some good stories, right?
Yeah. We've got Don't Do This coming up next. Got some audio from the Angels TV booth. They have not been holding back at all as it pertains to Major League Baseball and the umpires. Really, really good. Another call that didn't go their way that absolutely should have. That was really interesting. And then, obviously, we need to decide if Lamont Butler, Paulie, is a don't do this or a do this or both. Or both. A lot of people sending well wishes, I think, through gritted teeth this morning as it pertains to Aztec star Lamont Butler. We'll get into all that next right here on Ben and Woods, 97.3 The Fan. Do this brought to you by the Craft Taco in Sereno Valley. The Craft Taco has some of the best quality tacos in all of San Diego. Go to thecrafttaco.com. Take a look at their happy hour specials today. Thecrafttaco.com. Highly recommend the Craft Taco. Went and feasted there with my beloved Benjamin, and it's spectacular. Let's get into Don't Do This here. My wife, Hannah, is joining us today, and she is the one that you hear voicing. You want to say it? Give everyone a live one.
Don't do this.
There you go. I hear that all the time.
That might be the longest running bit on our show, I think.
It is the
right?
longest running bit on our show.
I mean, we barely knew you. And you're
That's
like,
right.
I hear this 25 times a day.
Yep.
And it turned into a segment, and our longest running segment.
6 years going strong. So the Angels TV booth last night, there was another play with Joe Adell, who is seemingly in the mix every time a base running, I guess, mistake happens. Ron Washington chewed him out publicly for his bad base running. Well, he went to steal a bag to get into scoring position. He was the tying run. He was trying to get into scoring position. He's got wheels. And he stole the bag clean. He was in ahead of the tag. Well, they reviewed it, and they overturned it. And well, they called him out. They looked at the review and said, yeah, the call on the field stands. And he was clearly safe. So listen to Wayne Randazzo and Mark Gubazza just get after it in this little piece here.
If this call goes the way we think it should. Crowd is chanting safe.
After review, the call on the field stands. The runner is out.
That is absurd. That is absurd.
That's unbelievable.
That's a joke. That's a joke.
Yes.
Absolutely ridiculous. It is clear on the replay that Adell was safe, and it is a ridiculous way to end this game. That's garbage. The Baltimore Orioles end up with a 6-5 win. Could not have been any clearer on the replay that Adell hit the bag before the tag from Henderson. We'll show it again.
His foot is on the base. Foot is on the base, and then the tag.
I mean, I don't know what else you need to see there. Hits the bag, the tag not there yet.
This is unbelievable. Joe Adell obviously upset too because he felt he got his foot in there. This game is completely different here. We had a chance.
Heartbreaking way for this one to end. The Angels.
Randazzo is not held back this year. He's really been firing on all cylinders as it pertains to baseball, some of its weird rules, and umpiring in general. I love it. I like to hear that. I really do. I like to hear that.
Of that, please.
More of that, please. It was a bad call. Paulie, let's skip Caleb Williams because that was ridiculous. But let's do. This is kind of a combo. It's a do this.
DD mega doo-doo.
And I think for a lot of Aztecs fans, this morning you woke up to the news, you saw last night. Lamont Butler tweets, "My last 4 years at San Diego State have been a dream come true. Been able to accomplish so much. I'll forever cherish the memories I made in an Aztec jersey. Lifelong friendships, gifted with a brotherhood no one can take away from me. Thank you to the show and the amazing fans for your support. Thanks to my coaches." Goes on and on. Thank you to the city of San Diego for embracing my family. San Diego will always be my home. With that being said, I will explore my opportunities by entering into the transfer portal while keeping the option to return to San Diego State. So I saw, a lot of hardcore Aztecs fans. Go get your bag. We wish you well, Lamont. And that's something I feel like with the transfer portal, we've all had to learn to do. As sports fans, we have to say, yeah, man, we're so happy for you. You don't feel good about Lamont Butler announcing that he's going to explore his options. There is the opportunity that he could come back.
It hurts, but man, he will live in Aztec
forever
with that buzzer beater.
There's no question. He is
the greatest moment in your school's history.
He's etched in stone as one of the biggest and best moments in your entire university's history. I ask the question. When you wish him well, do you really mean it? Because it's hard to say. It's like if Hannah came to me and said, I want to enter the marriage transfer portal. Well, you're the mother of my kids. I love you. Do I have to say to her?
I would.
I wish you
get your bag, Hannah.
Go get your bag. Do I have to say to her? Do I have to look at you and go, Well, we've created some memories, two beautiful children. I wish you well.
Well, she's always she's keeping the option open of maybe returning.
Yes, of maybe coming back.
So I'm reading in the UT here about Lamont. He made it says they believe he made close to $200,000 from his NIL deals last year, which was 4 times what anyone else on the team did. Now, San Diego State, we said it this year. They're a blue blood now. They're a powerhouse.
Yes, they are.
But they still, at least right now, can't compete with some of the bigger schools as far as NIL goes. His father, Lamont Butler Sr., who we've had on the show, he said, he's quoted in the UT, "For us, it's more of a business decision. Our family, we sacrificed last year financially, and this year we just weren't willing to sacrifice again with the opportunities that are before us. We talked and said, we've heard the numbers out there, so let's get in the portal and see how it goes."
That's exactly right. So he's basically just exploring his options out there, which, hey, again, that is
Rumspringer.
Absolutely fine. That's absolutely fine for him to do. If there was an opportunity for me to make more money, or you to make more money, or anybody out there in the chat, go explore that opportunity. And that's the interesting thing about the portal is he could absolutely come back and no one's going to hold it against him for going out and exploring. I will, however, hold it against you if you go out and explore the marriage portal.
I'm in the portal.
You are currently in the portal as we speak.
Oh, breaking news.
You got to have a pipeline.
Yeah, that's true.
No,
She's not wrong about that.
I mean, I'm happy for him. I do not love the comment by his dad because of the we.
Yeah.
I mean, he's an adult.
Now, hold on. This is coming from the biggest little league mom. We can get into that at 8 o'clock. We need to get into the combos that we've been having at our home.
Oh, boy.
You're Lamont Butler Sr.
Oh, no.
You're LeVar Ball.
Wow.
She's LeVar Ball. Wearing our 6-year-old child out about his baseball. We have had multiple discussions.
No, I'm like Tiger Woods' dad.
Yeah, that's not a good thing. That's not a good thing.
He was the best in the world.
Dude, the combos in our house have been insane. It's a business decision. Hey, listen, he's not going to be drafted high in the draft, right? So he's not going to get that money. If some school wants to say, you made $200,000 last year, we'll give you 4, dude, that's awesome for him. Of course you're going to miss him.
His dad continues in the UT, said they have to put their money where their mouth is. We've heard the numbers.
Damn!
We haven't talked to any schools, but you know how they have 7 or 8 people down the line talking to you so they don't get in trouble. Now, once we hit the portal, we can talk directly to the schools and find out what the real numbers are. I'm sure the phone is about to start ringing.
I know it hurts, Aztecs fans. It hurts. It absolutely. Now Dutch is like, I gotta go find. I gotta go replace him. And I gotta do it fast. Yeah, it's a tough one, man. And listen. I believe you when you say I wish you well, but I know you're saying it through gritted teeth. It's hard to do, but everybody should have a chance to go out and make money. You know, if schools are going to make money on him, and they should have a chance. So I'm in support of it. Of course, he's going to be missed if he doesn't end up coming back. That is don't. And do this. So we need
was Don't Do This with Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
Get a little ahead of myself. I'm excited about this next segment. Corey's going to lead it. It's going to be called the Newlywoods game. You can see us already going at it this morning. It's very...
This isn't going at it.
This should be really, really good. You can call now, 833-288-0973. All you're going to do basically at this, you're going to pick your horse. It's going to be me, or it's going to be her, Hannah. And you're going to...
Who knows their partner better?
Who knows their partner better? It's such an easy dub for
There's
me.
no real scoring system on this, by the way. It's like the Michael Scott Beach episode, you know?
Yeah.
Like at one point, you gave somebody a gold star. That's right. Yeah. And you gave Jim 20 points. That's basically what it is. Yeah.
So listen, all you're going to do is call, pick your horse, Woods or Hannah. And you can qualify for a 2-night stay. You will actually qualify, I'm assuming, for the 2-night stay at the Westgate Las Vegas Resort and Casino. 2 tickets to Kool and the Gang, backed by Popular. Does he read all of this?
Yeah. Oh, you're usually out at that point.
Backed by popular demand and after multiple sold-out shows, the legendary funk group Kool and the Gang. I'm going to be here 30 minutes.
Just read the...
Returns to the stage at Westgate Las Vegas Resort and Casino with their residency through 2024. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com. The Westgate Las Vegas Resort and Casino features newly designed premier rooms, part of their $70 million room renovations, home of legendary Vegas fun. Good God. He reads that every day? That guy, he's underpaid.
Yeah, without stopping to whine about it.
He is underpaid. All right, coming up next, the Newlywoods game. right here on Ben and Woods, 97.3 The Fan. I can't lie. I'm a little nervous about the Newlywoods game, certainly. It's Ben and Woods 97.3, The Fan. Padres over the Rockies last night, 5-2. Got another game today, chance to take the series. Talk more about that. Listen, there's I put this in the hands of Corey Stewart, so I'm nervous. I'm nervous about this. Also, I'm nervous that my wife, Hannah, is going to beat me. Paulie, who is on the line?
We've got Mario on the line. He wants to call in and play the Newlywoods game.
We've never played this before. I don't even know what it entails. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I literally said, here, create a segment, Corey.
I barely do. So
yeah, Corey barely knows what he's doing. Mario, good morning, buddy. How are you?
Good morning, my friends. How are you guys?
We're doing great, man. So are you a married man?
No, but I'm in a relationship. So,
Okay. All right.
I can kind of groove on this.
Turns out it's important to listen to your partner, to understand their likes, their dislikes, their wants, their needs, their love languages, all of that. It's important, right? Yeah, and I'm learning. I'm 48 years old, and I'm still learning, and Hannah's learning as well.
I've already learned.
You've learned. She knows. So, all right, who are you riding with here? I'm going to be completely transparent. I'm probably just going to qualify you anyway, so thanks for playing and jumping on the line with us.
Question is, who do you think, between Woods and Hannah, who do you think knows their partner better?
Well, Woods, as a man, I got your back, but when it comes to relationships and things like that, you
Come
have
on
to go
over,
with it.
Mario.
Okay.
You know a lot more stuff with it than we realize.
That's true.
So I'm going to take Ms. Woods on
All right,
this
he's taking Hannah. That's fine. Hannah, I need you to leave the room, please. It's kind of like take on Woods, but a different Woods. Go ahead. Go out there. Don't listen. Make sure the cue speaker's off. All right. All right, Corey.
Okay.
Do we have a
She's
theme
gone.
song or anything? Do we
Hello,
have any
music
special
hero.
music here? Get this thing going right. Oh, I like it. Oh, it's fantastic. Royalty free. I'm assuming.
Yeah, I was like, why aren't you just playing the Newlywed game theme? And he's like,
Can't do that.
Can't do that.
All right, so I gotta answer I'm gonna answer these as honestly as I can.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Question number one.
Number one.
If you could throw away any item in your house with no repercussions, no guilt, it just disappears, there's never another word about it, what would it be?
Anything in the house.
Anything in the house.
I would say, yeah, it is a tough one. I'd say her Peloton.
Oh, okay. All right.
I lose her to it a lot. She's gone. She's on it. It's her treadmill. So she's constantly on her treadmill. I'll say her treadmill.
Okay.
Her
All right.
Peloton treadmill. Yeah. Boom, boom. Yeah. I'm gonna write it down.
Who is the better liar?
I don't lie. I would say me.
What was the first gift that you ever got for Hannah?
Oh, good question. On our first date, I brought her a joint and a pair of socks.
And a pair of socks?
Mm-hmm.
What?
They had like weed on them or something. So I knew
Socks with like weed,
yeah,
weed leaves on
I
them?
knew she liked weed.
Nice.
Yeah.
That is a plant, right? I'm not familiar with the drug culture, so
Yeah,
I'm not.
a marijuana cigarette.
Marijuana. Okay, you
Medicinal.
inject that, right? Okay. All right, great. Okay. Who will be the biggest threat to be sneaking out and getting into trouble in high school, Bo or Taylor?
Taylor. Bo's it's giant scaredy cat. He talks a big game. He's much like his old man. Talks
Hannah's,
big game.
you're gonna have cameras all over the place anyway, so it's yeah.
It'll be Taylor.
What piece of clothing of hers do you hate the most?
Careful.
Oh. She has like 4 jackets that I absolutely loathe, and she's like, I'm wearing it. And so there's one with a bunch of eyes all over it. There's a denim jacket she tried on last night. I'm like, stop with the denim. So I'm gonna say any plethora.
I bet she looks great in all of them.
She doesn't. She really does not. She's fantastic, but those jackets, they don't look good.
Is it? What's the worst one?
The denim jacket.
The denim
jacket.
And she literally wore it last night?
Yeah, she tried it on last night. She got a new denim. She's really trying to jam denim down my throat.
Because it's in right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. If Hannah received a call stating that you had been arrested with no other details, what crime would she assume you were accused of committing?
Possession.
That's pretty easy. What was your first fight about?
I legitimately don't know. It was 10 years ago. Oh, probably that my divorce hadn't gone through yet. Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah,
that's for good reason.
Been there. What is the most embarrassing thing you've done as a couple?
Gosh, man, that we've done as a couple. Probably our podcast that we did, my idiot soulmate. Yeah, that was embarrassing.
By the way, the picture on that
was amazing.
It's so great.
Her punching me in the face.
Yes.
Yep.
And this one is probably pretty easy, actually. But Hannah gets a hall pass for literally anyone in the world. Who would she pick?
You can tune in at 9:30 for Jade Cronenworth.
All right, great.
All right, let's bring her back.
I got it.
Yeah?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're good.
Hannah!
Hannah.
This is hard. It's very, very hard.
That's what she said.
All right, so
now she has to guess what your answers were?
yeah, she needs to think about get inside my mind
Okay.
and think if you can how I would answer these questions. Okay.
Okay.
Oh my God.
I'll turn off the chat.
Yeah, turn off the chat.
If you could throw away any item in your house with no repercussions, what would it be?
This is what he would
Yes.
say
Yes.
About you.
that I would throw away.
No, that he
I
would throw away.
That I would throw away.
You would throw away.
Of yours or ours.
Yeah. And there would be no conversation after. It's just gone.
Our dog.
Oh, jeez.
Wrong.
Wow.
Wrong.
He said the Peloton.
I said your treadmill.
That's what I said.
Because I feel like I lose you to it a lot. I feel like you're on it a lot.
You have no idea who I'd be without it.
That's true. That's true. All right.
Okay.
So
You could probably cancel the marriage counseling session today.
Oh, yeah.
Next question. Who is a better liar?
He is.
Yes. Okay. Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, ding, ding. We win.
I asked him, what was the first gift that he ever got you?
These earrings that I'm wearing.
Oh, no. The first gift.
First gift.
Our first date.
You gave me a bottle of wine and a joint.
And a pair of socks.
Socks?
Yeah, I gave you socks.
What kind of
I
socks?
think they had weed on them. Like weed leaves on them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, see? She got the joint right. I'm going to give her half credit for that.
And there was a bottle of wine, too?
I think there was a bottle of
There
wine.
was.
Yeah.
It was like a few days before Valentine's.
Oh, so
Did you bring a gift basket, basically?
Yeah, he did a gift bag.
Jeter-esque.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was like an amalgamation of things, too.
Yeah. Trying to get laid, man.
The things we'll do.
The things we will do. Took
I
me like
asked him-
6 weeks.
Who will be the biggest threat to be sneaking out and getting into trouble in high school, Bo or Taylor?
Taylor.
Yes!
Yes!
Easy.
Yes!
Why won't Bo? Because he's a big scaredy cat.
He's just responsible
He is.
and
Taylor's a loon.
self-monitoring.
He's self-monitoring.
Yeah. Sometimes Bo gets more anxious than I do about Taylor doing something
Yes.
wrong. So,
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Nailed that one.
I asked him, what piece of clothing of hers do you hate the most?
My jean jacket.
Yes. I said you have about 4 jackets that I hate, but the jean jacket.
My gold jacket.
I like your gold. The eye jacket, which I
My
love.
evil eye
The evil
jacket.
eye?
hate
What are
it.
you talking about?
Are you kidding me? That's Nicole Miller.
You are why she needs the evil eye jacket.
Miller.
Yeah, I need the protection.
Wow. Amazing.
That stupid denim jacket murders me.
So great.
Beat it.
Okay. If you received a call stating that Woodsy had been arrested and you had no other details, what crime would you assume that he has been accused of committing?
He went to a listener's house and challenged him to a duel.
So assault.
That's pretty good.
Assault, yeah. Or duel. Yeah.
I said possession.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I hadn't thought of that yet.
Assault.
I didn't think of assault. I think you're probably right. I think you're probably right.
He was meeting a listener in a park or something.
In Temecula?
Actually happened. before. No,
Well,
it was
it didn't happen.
Encinitas. Yeah, he never showed. You didn't know that story?
I don't know that story. Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh,
All right.
man.
Wow. How did I not know that? Okay.
A bit unhinged at the time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Much better now.
You don't remember? You got suspended
I got
for
suspended
a
for a
week.
week.
Oh, that's right.
I tried to beat the crap out
Oh,
of
yeah. Okay. Oh, and I was making rumors up about you
Yeah.
for being suspended. Yeah.
That's right.
I am the worst.
You are the worst.
What was your first fight about?
I think it was because he was leaving out of town on my birthday.
That was a big one, but I thought it was the first one we had was because my divorce hadn't gone through, and you were like, "This is over." I'm like, "Yeah, it's held up in the courts. I don't know what you want to do about it." Yeah.
My mom had done like a Google search and found a couple things, but being still married was one of them. Like it was some big surprise, but that
was a big fight.
It was a talking point.
It was a talking point.
Did she do a Google search or did she run a background check?
Both, I think. She cornered me
She knew
one
a
night.
lot. Let's just say that. She knew a lot. I don't know.
She cornered me one night and just ripped me in half. And I just sat there and wore it. I was like, all right, that's fine.
Just walked in with a file and dropped it on the desk.
If I had a daughter, too, I would do the same thing.
Right.
There's no doubt. Never held it against her.
I think my mom and I both said to each other on our respective wedding days, "Are you sure?" And we have both taken it back since. I love you, Mom.
I mean, I knew that. That doesn't hurt at all.
I think she was on speakerphone, so.
Yeah, I think she was, actually.
What is the most embarrassing thing you've done as a couple?
I struggled on this one.
Embarrassing thing we've done as a couple.
That threesome? No, I'm joking. That never happened.
What about when you guys went on that ridiculous thunderboat in
Tell
London?
us more about what's embarrassing about us, Megan.
That was the day of our lives.
I mean, you got anybody who's going to London.
down the Thames River.
The rib experience. Absolutely do not
miss it.
miss
The greatest day of your life. I said our podcast, but it wasn't that embarrassing.
She doesn't agree.
She doesn't agree.
I mean, maybe you were embarrassing. I killed it.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, the last one is pretty easy. Hannah gets a hall pass for literally anyone in the world. Who would she pick?
Ring ding dong. Ring a ding 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 dong.
9:30. He's on the show. Yeah.
Number 9, Jake Cronenworth.
Number 9, Jake Cronenworth. That was great.
And it was the 9th question.
That was the 9th question. Mario, you have qualified, my
Hang
friend.
on, Mario. We have to get to a quick check of traffic.
All right, let's check
and then
traffic.
We'll end the hour here.
From the 97.3 The Fan Traffic Center, here's Kelly Danick.
Couple of problems here. You're going to find a left lane blocked eastbound 8 before the 5. Some police activity. Also an accident on the Rancho Penasquitos Boulevard off-ramp of southbound 15. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben and Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
I would have, I loved that, by the way. I really had fun doing that. I would have liked to go the other way, too, and have her answer those questions first.
We'll do that next time.
That would have been really, really good. Corey, you knocked that out of the park, babe.
Thank you very much.
You knocked that out of the park. Paulie with the sound effects. It was really, really fantastic. I saw our boss outside, Adam, just kind of lurking out there, smiling from ear to ear. I think he really...
I didn't know he was in.
I think he is in. Yeah, I think he really, really enjoyed that. That was fun. I like that.
That
a
was
lot.
fun.
That was a good time. Brian says this is gold. Yeah, I don't know about gold, but it was really, really good. Gold was the Ben Higgins. Gold was the Ben Higgins prank call. He has seen it. He has seen it. We posted a video on our socials. You can see us recording it in real time yesterday. And Ben had not heard it, didn't know we were doing it. We did it. And let's play it again for those.
If you missed it.
If you missed it, it's so good.
This was Play It Again Sam's, which doesn't sound...
Play It Again Sam's,
like,
see?
I was like, this is Play It Again Sports? Like,
it is a weird name.
No, it's a gentleman's club, sports bar, casino. It's all of it.
I like watching...
Oh, sorry.
Play it again, Paul.
Thanks for calling. Put again, Sam. Shanna speaking.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I was disappointed with last night.
What happened?
You could see it all falling apart right there on the stage. It was horrible.
Okay.
I'm going to need at least a couple of $100 bills.
Is this a joke?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Would you like to speak with the manager?
I know that the Lakers aren't going to win the championship. They're probably going to lose to Denver anyway.
Okay.
I like watching LeBron and Anthony Davis.
Such a legend. He is such a legend. That sweet angel Shanna from Play It Again Sam's out in Las Vegas. I have not been. I would definitely check it out, though. It sounds like it's got everything that you're looking for. If Ben is, if the mood strikes, he can certainly head out there and Really tickle all of his fancies at once. You got sports, you got dancers, you got food, you got
actual tickling.
Actual tickling. I don't know if you're allowed to touch. I think that's frowned upon.
No?
Yeah, it's true.
I've
It's
heard
true.
stories.
So yeah, that was a lot of fun. That Paulie and I had so much fun putting that together yesterday. I want to do more of them. I just don't want to wear you guys out with them. I would listen to 2 hours of Ben's soundboard calls. It is one of my favorite things on the planet.
Yeah.
You think more?
I say more.
He's so funny. Everything he says is funny, and you can picture that actually sounds like a real call because you talk to him about real life stuff, and he always finds a way to bring it back to the Lakers or something, and he's just a gem.
When he was talking this last week about sitting at his desk at Channel 10 and just going over the holes at the golf course, I was crying.
Isn't that? And I know, bro. I played one time. I played in my second golf tournament ever. Yeah, I played in a golf tournament. But my buddy Foster sent me like a hole by hole. Then when I played in this thing at the GOAT one day, Ben was sending me where to hit the ball, what clubs to use, like, and
He's
just
caddying for you remotely.
He's caddying for me remotely
From Google Earth.
like he just knows, and I have no recall. I know what like 1 and 2 look like. Beyond that, I'm done. I know 18. Ben's like, 14. It's got the late. My dad does the same thing. It drives me crazy. They got those pine trees there. You got to go left of the trap. And I'm like,
Just trying to help.
I just shake my head. I just don't know.
When he first told us, he's like, I'll just sit in traffic and I'll play golf courses in my head.
Yeah.
Like shot by shot. I'm like, how do you do that? And I started thinking, I'm like, all right, what course have we played the most? Probably like Twin Oaks.
Right.
I'm like, okay, I know number one straight downhill.
Yep.
Number 2's the
par
long,
3. Oh, no, it's the long
par
one.
5,
Yeah, par
and then
5.
the par 3 wraps around, and then I'm like, after that,
And
I'm
then
like,
it's done.
I don't know.
He's got a recall. I'm going to make him Monday. I'm going to make him go. I'm sorry. I'm going to make him go shot by shot from one of his rounds.
That would be great.
I'm going to see how far he can go.
He can go the whole way, so don't do it.
I want to do it. I have to hear it. It's like a TED Talk.
You and you alone.
All right. Reset this bad boy coming up next. We've got a lot more stuff to give away. More Padres tickets coming up soon. It's Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan. All right, we are halfway home on a Thursday. Feels like longer. I'm going to be honest with you. First hour flew by, and it feels like it's a little bit longer. But we are halfway home. We do have the round table today as well. Going to be hosted by Annie Heilbrunn. I'm excited for that. Annie Heilbrunn. She's going to be the host today. We've got a full house in here this morning. It's gets a little wild when Ben's out of town. I got my wife Hannah in. Good morning, my dear.
My mic is on. You don't.
Your
need
mic
to touch
is.
it.
Sorry, I
Thank you.
just want to make sure. How you doing?
God, I'm good. Thanks.
You look great.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
30 pounds down. Thank you, SD Fat Loss.
30 pounds down.
Yes.
Right on.
Yesterday was my last day. I am all done.
Paulie, that's when I needed the boing sound effect because I walked in yesterday and I went, "Ooh." Yeah, let's talk about what happened yesterday in the garage for a sec because I do want to get into that. Paul Reindl.
Weird transition.
Okay.
Paul Reindl is our executive producer. His wife Megan joins the program as well. Good morning to you
We were not
both.
in your guys' garage last
No,
night.
we were not
no.
in
This
the
was a weird thing. Corey Stewart, vibes merchant of the Padre fan everywhere of 97.3 The Fan.
Good
You're
morning.
in your Fila velour tracksuit. You've been pretty hinged this morning in regards to the Padres.
Hey, where's the freaking gabagoo?
That's what the tracksuit reminds me of.
You haven't fully lost it yet this season.
No.
No.
And you know why? Because I had no expectations coming into this season.
We all say that though, but then once the first pitch happens, you're like, son of a bitch. Could we really make something
I
happen?
think Corey's
I
evolved.
really didn't. I really didn't. Last year hurt me so bad.
Yeah, gutted my soul.
Like we talked earlier about just how day after day after day it was awful, and to the point where I wasn't even excited about spring training.
Yeah,
and I'm always excited about spring training. And we will do a trip out there. I just had no. I just wasn't excited. So this year I'm just kind of like, okay, all right, let's just see how it goes.
It's weird that perspective. We weren't. I was right there with you. It was excruciating. Then we lost Peter in the offseason.
It was the worst offseason.
It was
really.
guttural. And then Soto goes, and it was
a month and a half of like, who's the manager going to be?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about how long that took.
Usually that's like a 3-day process.
Yeah.
And they already have a guy lined up, and we were just like strung along for a month. And then I was with you. And then for me, the turning point, I mean, spring training, I always get excited, especially.
Spring training was awesome.
We get out there. It's fun. You get excited. Baseball season. It doesn't matter what the prospects of the season look like. You're just like, baseball's back. And you get excited naturally. The Cease trade really hooked me in. I was
Cease
like,
trade
I
was
felt
huge.
like and I still kind of feel like, I was like, I'm greedy. I know that. We just got an ace quality pitcher. I need another bat still, but the Cease trade alone, I'm like, that's a pretty damn good pitching staff. Everybody plays up to par. We could actually make some noise this season.
Yeah, you let yourself believe, certainly, and there have been many, many moments this year. Look, taking 2 or 3 from the Dodgers in LA was awesome. It was such a blast, and the big comeback victory was super cool. So yeah, they've hooked me in. And they needed to. And we said a million times in the offseason, yeah, you don't necessarily have to get off to the hottest start. You don't have to go 12-4 or 17-4, anything like that. But you got to prove a little bit that last year sucked. It was a fluke. You're able to win close games. You're able to win one-run games. You're able to do, come back. You're able to not roll over to the Dodgers. They've proven all of that so far. They've exercised a lot of demons. There's a lot of demons left to go, though. There's a lot of games left to go.
Imagine if they'd started off like the Astros have started.
Oh, my
I mean, this
God,
town
dude.
would be, buildings would be burning.
Seriously, yeah. There would be riots in the streets.
Oh, my God.
They knew that, you know, and I think that that's what kind of got me hopeful about it. Yeah, there's a good point in the chat. Miley says the memorial was making me hopeful for the season. I missed it, and I was so upset to miss it. But I obviously watched it and saw all the beautiful clips and people talking about Peter and his legacy, and it does feel different, you know. And I attribute a lot of the early, at least staying afloat to some of that, and the guys not wanting to relive what they lived last year. Because as hard as it was for us, it had to eat those guys' souls alive. And I always say this. I know they're paid handsomely. They're paid very handsomely. But, man, that's embarrassing. You make that much money and you go out and have the season that you just did. That's embarrassing. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that.
You look back at the clips from the Fan Fest before that.
You want to crawl in a hole.
It is so cringe. It is so cringe.
I will say it, man. Like, when FanFest got canceled, I was like, all right. I mean, I was like,
It felt a little bit like, thank goodness.
Thank goodness. Yeah.
It was like, we need the rain.
Yes. Oh God, we needed.
I can hear the earth drinking.
Yes, we needed it for sure. But no, it's been so far so good. I won't even say so far so average. It's been so far so good. I have enjoyed watching Padres baseball more these first few weeks than I thought I would, to be honest with you. We can take your calls as well, hear from you guys out there. We haven't talked to the Tier 1s in a while. 833-288-0973. It goes without saying that there are still holes. It goes without saying that sometimes you look at it and go, this isn't going to last. This is going to fall apart. If one guy goes down, what's the effect going to be? I think that's fair. I think that's fair to say about a lot of teams. But I do feel better right now. But I do want to hear from the Tier 1s out there, 833-288-0973. Call and talk about, how you're feeling as a fan. What would you like to see? I'm interested. I do every day when the lineup comes out, I go, man, this guy is really going to just keep sticking to what he believes in, with Xander at the top. And it started to pay off a little bit for Xander Bogaerts. 3 knocks last night. I want that for him. I do.
We need that for him.
We need it. He's here for a long time, and I see every day somebody texts me or tweets me, that's going to go down as the worst. And I go, hey, man, I get where you're coming from. Just saying it every day is not going to make it go away. It's not going to happen. You have to just kind of lean into it and say, and I'm not saying you got to blindly root for the guy, but I am saying, like, you're in it. You're in it. Like, there's nothing you can do to change it.
We're going to hate that contract.
Oh, yeah.
But let's not hate it now.
Right.
Let's not hate it this
give
early.
Give him a shot.
I'm thinking about 2029 or 2030 or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah, we're definitely going to hate it. But right now, please live up to it. Please live up to it.
And it's tough. We've said it before. Like, it's tough. It can be tough for people to not take that out on Xander.
Sure.
But it's not his fault that he signed the contract.
It's not.
Like,
it's not his fault he got that.
It may not be a great contract. We'll see. I mean, we still have 10 more years or whatever, to find out. But you kind of know what it's going to be at the end.
Well, I'll tell you, it's
along
like
with Manny's.
It's for all of those guys.
Darvish.
Yes. There's only one way out of it. There's only one way out of scrutiny.
Win
the World Series. That's it.
Just one.
You
That's
win
all
a
I need,
World
baby.
Series, they're going to maybe wear you
Seriously.
out the last couple of years of your contract, but they wear out all of the older,
Just need one.
aging stars. You got to get one. Period. The end. You have to. And
To be on the first team that win the ones there, I mean, you're going to be you're golden
for life.
forever.
You're absolutely
Yeah.
taken care of. That's it. That is the only single thing that will make all of this okay. And it will make all of the longtime 50-year-plus Padres fans happy. And it will make the new fans happy. It will make everybody happy. Is you got to win one. And that's, you can say it all you want. You can say it all you want, but the Padre fans are showing up every single day to watch this team and root for this team. They call into this radio station. They tweet. They're in the chat. They want to talk about the team as much as they possibly can. They can't get enough Padres content, and that says something about the direction that the team and the strides that they've made over the last few years. It is encouraging, but yeah, you got to win one. You got to win. If you win one in the next couple of years, no one's going to care really about year 7 or 8 for Manny or Xander or those guys.
I won't.
I mean,
No.
you won your chip and you did it, and that's all that matters. That's all that matters. This city deserves it. The Padres fans deserve it, and it's certainly been fun being a part of the ride. There's no question. It's been crazy since we started our show and since Manny signed.
Could your timing have been better?
It couldn't have. It couldn't have been better. I mean, it truly. I don't attribute much of our success to all of our collective talents. I attribute a lot of our success to timing. In multiple ways. Replacing the guy we replaced twice. I mean, it's an auto upgrade. Doesn't matter who it is. Auto upgrade right there. Manny Machado signs in the interest in the team spikes.
I think you're undervaluing what you brought to the table.
That's
because
true.
you survived an entire COVID.
We did.
With
no sports.
with nothing. And whether the Padres have been winners or unbelievable losers, you guys have only gotten better, and the numbers show that and whatnot. So I really think they're unrelated.
I think that the timing is everything. I do. I mean,
You
I
have
think
to give yourself more credit.
I don't like to do that. I'm not a big fan of it.
What are you going to do with this one?
This is what she deals with every day.
Waiting for the sweet embrace of death.
Yeah. That's right. That's right. You and me both. You and me both. No, I mean, look, it's been. It's nice to hear some praise from the missus, though, certainly. But no, the timing has been.
Timing's been great. So rare.
It's been phenomenal. It's been phenomenal. And
this is a fun team to talk about. You're not talking about. Oh, when are we bringing up Chase Headley?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right.
Let's hit the phones. All right, let's go out to Mark in Rancho Bernardo is calling in. What's up, Mark?
Hey, good morning, guys.
Hey, buddy.
Back in 1992, I rode into San Diego on the USS Midway and decommissioned it. My first ball game in San Diego, I caught a Tony Gwynn ball. Foul ball. I still have that ball. And I became a fan. And I'm still a fan, even after all those third base line drives by Colorado the other night. It was killing me.
Yep.
But I still believe. This is an exciting year. I'm super pumped for San Diego. And I hope Manny gets better soon.
Brutal to start the season. It's just been brutal, and nothing against the guys that have been there, but he's a different level entirely. Watching him, and now we're waiting on the news of his baby being born, and they're obviously holding that close to the vest, which is their right to do. Certainly, I think we all just want to see because we love Manny, we love Yaine, and wish the best for them. And allegedly, he's supposed to be back in the lineup potentially Friday against the Phillies, which would be awesome. Bryce Harper also on paternity leave right now, and so he's supposed to be back as well. Their parallels are staggering. I mean, they're on paternity leave at the same time. It's really incredible. Really,
hope you guys enjoy that.
Little
time off.
All right, yeah. So let's get into that real quick. My wife is not a big believer in paternity leave. Why
not for baseball players in the middle of the season. They
don't
need you. They don't need you.
You mean his wife giving birth to her first child?
Yaine is an exception. Whatever she does is perfect.
That's fine. Did you need me in the? You didn't need me that day?
No, I didn't need you to take paternity leave.
Which is why I cut it short.
Exactly, because you realized it was useless.
It was
actually offensive, really.
It was so useless.
Instead, give women twice as much time and make men work their time.
Give women twice as much time off.
3 times.
Oh, yeah.
So
maternity leave goes, instead of a month,
So, like, a husband's company should match a wife's maternity leave by
her.
Foregoing the paternity leave.
Does she make any sense?
Imagine what maternity leave would be if men were the ones having the babies.
It'd be a year.
Yeah, exactly.
I would have to take a year off.
Is that what they do, like in Europe or something like that?
They get like 6 months off,
or 9 months or something like that. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. That's what it should be.
I know
you push a human out of your body.
I know you didn't need me there at the time, but wouldn't you have resented me for not being there? It's a weird. Women are very odd in that way. I don't want you here, but I need you to be here. You can't be out having fun or doing anything you enjoy while I'm here.
If you're carrying the Padres to a victory, then I would say it's fine.
Yeah, but if you'd gone 0 for 4, there'd been problems.
It is a interesting perspective. It's usually like a boomer would have that perspective.
I know, I agree. It's not.
Yeah.
It's atypical for me, I feel like, but I think that legitimizes it even more.
David says Wood's wife is a man-eater. I feel sorry for Woods. I'm with you. Thank you, David. I appreciate that. It's nice to be sympathized with.
Don't make me come for you next.
All right, let's give away some Padres tickets next. We will have tickets to hopefully see Manny Machado back in the lineup against the Phillies and Bryce Harper, as I just mentioned. We will do that next right here on 97.3 The Fan. Thanks so much for being here. Should I give the number now, Paulie, or we'll wait? We'll wait.
You want to give them now?
Let's give it now. 833-288-0973. Call now. Fifth caller wins a pair of tickets to tomorrow night's game against the Phils. All right, Paulie, who won the Padres tickets for tomorrow night?
Alec is going to tomorrow night's game.
Congratulations. I, too, am going to tomorrow night's game against the Phillies, and I have taken I've taken on the two children solo. Me, Bo, and Taylor going tomorrow. My wife, Hannah, who joins us today on the show, you are not going to the game. Did you want to?
If there were two of me and they could be at two places at the same time.
Okay, because you're having a day, like a self-care day.
I'm going to the spa.
She's going to the spa tomorrow. Well-deserved. Well-deserved.
Thank you.
I'll be there tomorrow if you need some reinforcements.
At the spa?
No.
Oh, at the game.
Padres game.
Yeah.
I would actually.
Spa sounds
You want
better,
to
doesn't it?
trade, Hannah? I'll go to the spa and you can go to the game.
Yeah, they're both equally peaceful.
Yes, it's going to be. David says, Mrs. Woods, I want to follow with, be kind and loving towards your man. Support him. David, I got to tell you, she's probably the most supportive wife of all time. And I know that we give each other a hard time. I wouldn't be sitting here today without her because I almost quit this godforsaken business one time. And I can tell the story again. It makes me emotional to talk about. So I know we bust each other's balls, but I was working across the street part-time and trying to get back into the industry. Because I'd walked away from the industry in support of so it was a bad move on my part. And I was grinding my way back in, and I was trying hard to get back in, and I was doing everything they asked of me and then some. And we just had a baby boy, Bo, our first. And I had no health insurance. I made like a not good hourly wage. I was working long, weird hours. I was working at all times of the day. I was filling in on sports radio. I mean, my first sports radio show was me and Nick Hardwick, which is crazy. Like the first time I ever did sports radio was me and Nick Hardwick. And so I worked there for about a year across the street, and they said, oh, we really like you, what you bring to the table. We want to make you an offer. And I was so happy. I got the phone call that day, and I had this pad, and I had it down in front of me, and I was writing down, like, my agent was on the phone and telling me the numbers. And it was like $50,000 less than I made, like, my first job out of college. And the tears just started to flow to my face, and I took the legal pad, and she was standing there, like, holding our baby, waiting for, like, oh, my God, it's all your hard work's paid off. And I just threw the legal pad across the room, and I was in tears. And I was so upset because the offer was so insultingly embarrassing. And I said, I'm done. I quit. That's it. I'm done. Everybody was right about me. I'm not going to do it anymore. I can't do it. And she wouldn't let me quit. She's like, you're not quitting. There's no effing way. You are not quitting. You've worked too hard. Something will come up. And it did. And I would not be here today. So she is the most supportive wife of all time. And I will get choked up talking about it because I'll never forget it. There's no good reason I should be sitting here. If it was left to me, I would have been out. I would have been doing something else in sales, recruiting or something. But because of her and her support, and she has put up with so much over the last 6 years when we started this show. How many times you hear me pacing around the house screaming, pissed, arguing, like fighting so hard to make sure that we do well. And I would not be able to do what I do without her.
3 phone calls a day with me.
Yeah, every single day. Poor Paulie, just wearing it from me. So that David, she is very, very supportive. But she's a huge ball breaker. She's a huge ball breaker, and so am I. And that's kind of our dynamic.
That's our dynamic, though. It can be jarring, I think, for people who don't know us.
Yes, it's true.
And people who, I go to a lot of clients' house, and Elise and I are like elbowing each other under the table. Like, can you see how they're talking to each other? They're so nice to each other. What is happening?
It's weird.
So I understand because I feel the same way when I meet a really nice couple.
Yeah, people actually speak to each other this way. They love each other.
If I'm wrong, but
yeah. It's a different dynamic. In my house, you have to be on all the time. You better be on. It's like she's an alpha and I'm an alpha, and it's like always fighting. Now Bo's an alpha, so Bo and Hannah are banging heads all the time. I'm banging heads with Bo. There's just Taylor.
We're taking applications for beta.
Taylor's just chilling.
Taylor's just chilling, doing his own thing, being his own person. But I did want to share that story because I do probably give the wrong impression of you.
David seems appeased.
He does. She's an excellent, supportive human being. And it's true. Like it's behind every great man is 100% a great woman. Paulie, I know you feel the same way about your wife.
100%. She's out in the
Not
hallway
behind.
talking
You know
with
what I
Sammy.
mean? Side by side. It's a phrase.
Not just a line either.
I ruined it.
I mean,
you had all that goodwill.
I ruined it.
And,
sometimes
a partner, a great partner.
There you go.
Yeah. I'm learning. I learn every single day.
Single and do well also.
I learn every single day, right?
Yeah.
And where
You
would
have a
I
lot
be
to
without
learn.
you to teach me? Corey, you have that with your wife, Molly. Your wife, Molly's
She's awesome.
amazing.
Molly is awesome. She puts up with a lot.
She does.
She really, yeah. I'm a lot. I'm a lot to deal with. But yeah, she is fantastic, and she sits with me every night and loves to watch Padres games
Listens
and watch
to
me
you just melt
lose
down.
my mind. Yeah, but it's really just because she loves to listen to Don and Mud all the time, and and she loves Profar. So
well, who's better than Don and Mud, right? Nobody.
Nobody. They're the best.
Keep us entertained. The entire season long. So
All that happy talk is so good.
it's great. I love it. I love it. So we got one more pair of Padres tickets to give away. We'll give them away later in the show. We got a Rindle report coming up, but next we've got Eno Saris, one of my favorite stop downs of the week, talking to the great Eno Saris. I know it's just going to be one big Adrian Morahone love fest. And
is it Adrian or Adrian?
He says Adrian. I say Adrian.
Everybody says Adrian.
They do?
On the broadcast, yeah.
I say effing Morahone is what I say.
Here comes effing Morahone.
He's been good this year,
awesome.
though. He really has.
He has been.
God, his stuff is so good.
He has been incredible. Yeah, you're like, you just want to shake him by the shoulders.
Like, can you imagine being able to throw 98, 99
from the left side?
Like,
you're so good.
You're set forever.
Adrian. I say Adrian. Adrian Morahone.
Adrian.
Is it Adrian? All right. Well, we'll hear what Eno says next. Corey, you're taking off?
I'm out.
I love you. Thanks so much for
Thank
coming
you guys
on.
for having me.
Always a pleasure.
Contributions.
Thank you guys.
Always a pleasure. We'll be back with Eno Saris next, right here on Ben and Woods. Welcome back. Ben and Woods, 97.3 The Fan. As we mentioned, Benny is on vacation right now. He's in Henderson, Nevada. He is currently at a golf course, and he is walking through the locker room. And I'll just read one of the names of the members he sent to me. Paulie, I think we've officially broken him.
This is unbelievable.
He's unbelievable. He was walking through the locker room, and there's a member of this private country club, and his name is Lou Porn, P-O-R-N, Porn, Lou Porn. And Ben got the biggest kick out of it and sent that over to us. So I feel like our job is done with Ben Higgins. You know he was doing it when he was walking through that. I love that he said that to us so much. We'll check traffic. We'll be joined by our pal Eno Saris next.
From the 97.3 The Fan Traffic Center, here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is sponsored by Valvoline Instant Drive-Thru Oil Change, your 15-minute instant drive-thru oil change. Going to find the left lane blocked eastbound 8 before the 5. Investigation of a fatality. The Cordell traffic cam shows a collision on westbound 8 near Mission Bay Drive. That is over to the right shoulder. Valvoline Instant Oil Change is your drive-thru oil change. It only takes 15 minutes, and you don't have to get out of your car. With all the rain lately, Valvoline is also offering replacement wiper blades. For directions and discounts, go to SoCalOilChange.com. SoCalOilChange.com. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben and Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The
Well, it's actually just Woods today. Always a pleasure to bring in my pal and your pal, Eno Saris. One of my favorite segments of the week are Super Polished Yet to Be Named Smart Baseball Weekly Podcast. Good morning, my friend. How are you?
Doing well.
Good
to hear from you.
Good. Yeah, Benny is out playing some golf, and I've got my wife in, Hannah. You can say hi to Eno.
Hi, Eno.
We got Paulie.
Hello.
We got Paulie and his wife Megan as well. So we've got the wives in here hanging out today.
Hey,
awesome. Today is actually bring your child to work today, not your wife. Did you know that? Are you bringing your when you bring your child to work? What does that look like? He just sits next to you on the computer. You guys just punching up stats. How's that work?
Yeah, my 11-year-old started his first fantasy league. So we'll go through decisions there. You got to replace an IL to Blake Snell right now.
Yes, I saw that.
So we'll do that.
I saw that.
And then he'll make an appearance on my podcast, which we put on YouTube. So he'll say hi. I work downstairs, so it's every day is bringing a child to work day.
Pretty much, man. And talking about the Blake Snell, I feel terrible for him, man. I do. He's still very beloved by a lot of Padres fans, and I was talking to Paulie about it yesterday when we saw he went on the IL. Obviously, not off to the best start. Never really does get off to the best start, but for the Giants, they spent a decent amount of money on him. They need him to produce, and he's going to be out. I think he said, maybe 3 to 4 weeks. It's a huge blow for that team.
Yeah, they kind of needed him on the front end because they're going to get Alex Cobb and Robbie Ray back at some point. So they really needed him on the front side of the season. But I looked at all the different guys that have signed late and, as late as he did. And I only found 10 of them going back 10 years.
Wow.
So there aren't really that many of them. And 4 of them happened in 2022 during the lockout.
Yeah.
But what I did find was that of those 5 pitchers, their FIP, I didn't want to use ERA in a small sample, but their numbers were worse, like a run worse. And on the hitters, their OPSs were more than 100 points lower than in April, were more than 100 points lower than their normal OPS. So I think signing late is not great.
We had it here with Manny Machado, and it's, look, if it's a week late to spring training, that's one thing entirely. But Blake Snell, and we knew him, he knows himself. Here's my question to you. Scott Boras did not have the world's greatest offseason. I think Montgomery's pitched pretty well for Arizona, if I'm not mistaken, so far. He didn't take, didn't need the big ramp up. But other than that, guys have really not played well. That's kind of an indicative on it's kind of, you could blame Scott Boras for a little bit of that, holding out for the best deal, which is his job. But if you're Blake Snell, you got to be regretting kind of how this offseason went.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, the only return I would say is that like the average annual value of those contracts he got was higher, was pretty high. So he ended up pivoting towards getting the most money he couldn't to get in the short term, and then trying to get back out there and get a better long-term deal later. And then we all as much as we love Blake, we know that his and the other late signers, they had some questions about their stats and about their projectability. I mean, Blake has had some good years and some bad years. He's had some healthy years and some not so healthy years. And somebody like Cody Bellinger wasn't hitting the ball hard. And so, most of the guys that I have on this list had questions. Like one of the guys on this list is Carlos Correa, the whole big ankle thing.
Yeah.
Another guy on this list is Jorge Soler. It was like, what about his defense? JD Martinez, he's 39. So, I might have gotten that number wrong, but he's old. And then the very first guy was Irvin Santana, who was one of these two-pitch pitcher guys that would be good some years and bad some years. And he ended up signing really late and going to the Braves for a good year. But in any case, I think for Blake, the thing is that, he needs to be, I think, comfortable. Even his first year in San Diego wasn't his best year.
Yeah, he said it all the time.
Yeah, and so Patrick Bailey is a good framer, but what I saw in the first couple starts was Bailey struggling to figure out how to frame Blake's stuff. And Bailey couldn't even catch Snell's first bullpen when he arrived because Bailey was playing that night because it was during the season.
Ugh.
And so, Bailey's first time catching him was in a major league game. And I thought, the umpire squeezing him. It was more that Bailey couldn't frame him right, I think. So, that was one issue. And then I think when you ramp up, as much as you can ramp up on your own and follow along, as much as Boris has his advisors that can help you just like a team, I think probably the best way is to ramp up slowly in spring training with a team.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
To get an injury like that, like he has now, it's sort of like, well, maybe you ramped up a little too fast or did something weird.
Yeah, it was certainly a weird off season, and the season so far, for our Padres here, we've been kicking it around for a few weeks now, and there's been some really, really bright spots for this team, and I think one of them I know you want to talk about is your pal Adrian Morejon. He really looks like he looks like a different pitcher entirely. What are you seeing out of him? Do you think it's upstairs in the old dome, or do you think he's made a tweak or something? Because he really looks sharp.
Well, I think one thing that I noticed was, he's throwing like 5 pitches now.
Yep.
And, I think we've seen those 5 pitches, but there's something about how he's throwing all 5 at the same time. And just being healthy and having the velo. It's like it's kind of just like putting all the pieces together we saw. Like I saw the velo. I saw that the shapes on his pitches were good. I saw that he had the potential to have a large arsenal. The way that he's pitching now, I think he can survive losing some of that velo and moving into the rotation.
Yeah,
and they need him.
Yeah, with Yu Darvish being out, and Randy Vasquez is going to get another start today, there's some stuff about him I liked as well. Have you gotten a chance to watch him throw? You gotten a chance to watch some of the other arms that the Padres have thrown out? Dylan Cease has been a marvel. He's been phenomenal,
yeah.
and anybody that can do that at Coors Field, you should get 2 wins for pitching like he did at Coors Field the other day.
Yeah, that was a first. Dennis Lynn had a great article about how it was the first pitcher to kind of put together his line at Coors Field. So, yeah, that was pretty amazing. I like he's throwing a bit of a cutter now, Cease is, and I like that a lot because every once in a while he can't put his fastball in the zone, and just having another pitch that's hard that he might be able to throw in the zone, I think is just there's a phrase, different day, different arm. It's like some days Dylan Cease can't really corral the fastball.
Yeah.
And on those days, it's good that he has a cutter. So I like that. With Randy Vasquez, I've always thought that he had, pretty good stuff. He's had, some issues locating. He's a little bit wild with the fastball at times. That wasn't necessarily a problem in his last start, but that's something to watch. And then like Johnny Brito is a guy I liked. He used to have better stuff than Randy Vasquez. He's a little bit down this year by my metrics, and I've been a little disappointed. I thought he looked pretty good in the spring. I still think there's a good arm in there, whether it's in the pen or in the rotation. And I think it is very important that the Padres have Vasquez and Brito because it's just not games pitched by Pedro Vila and not games where we have to pitch somebody that might not be ready yet. I do think that Snelling is probably pretty close to ready. So when that happens, you can start to move Brito and Vasquez to the pen if they haven't established themselves as starters, and that helps your pen. So having starting pitching depth is really important for a couple different reasons.
Talking to our pal, Saris here on Ben and Woods, always one of my favorite segments, and you follow so much around baseball. I know that you've got to be excited about the kids that Pittsburgh has coming up. I can't get enough. I mean, I feel like Paul Skeens throws every day because I'm always seeing highlight videos of him down in the minor leagues. What's this pitch that he's throwing? It's the splinker? What is it?
Oh, man, yeah. I mean, it's there's been a lot of discussion about if his fastball shape is any good.
Right.
And I think his response is, well, I throw 100, so.
He is something, man.
The splinker reminds me of, Yu Darvish used to throw something called the Supreme, which is somewhere between a two-seamer and a split finger,
yep.
where you're holding it along the two-seam line, and the reason that it's so close is that you hold your two-seamer like with your fingers apart a little bit, and then you hold your split finger with your fingers very far apart. So there's obviously just some sort of continuum there. It's just like how wide apart do you have your fingers?
Right.
The further apart you have your fingers, the less command you traditionally have of the pitch, but more movement it has. And the closer you have your fingers together, the less movement it has and the more control you have. So if he has enough control, then he can kind of widen those. And the reason Yu Darvish told me he stopped throwing his is that he throws a splitter and he throws a sinker. So throwing something in between those didn't make much sense. It would be too much of a sort of like a mess. Like it'd just be all like one pitch. And so it wasn't far enough apart, as he said. So another guy who throws the splinker is Joan Duran, the closer for the Twins.
Yeah, he's nasty.
And Duran, he's the first person to ever, they categorize it as a split finger, and he's the first person to throw a secondary pitch over 100. So he threw his splinker like 101 or something. And so I would assume that Skeens is probably like at least 95. So now you're talking about a 95 mile an hour pitch that has movement like a sinker, but maybe even a little bit more, like a plus sinker. So then that can kind of alleviate some of the, kind of squabbling about his fastball shape.
Well, and you do wonder. I mean, you look at the Pirates right now. I don't even know what their record is right now. I know they got off to a good start. Don't know if they've come back to earth or not, but I see the young stable of arms they have. Jared Jones is beyond filthy. I'd not heard much about him. It was all Paul Skeens, and then Paul Skeens, of course, starts the season in the minor leagues and is just mowing guys down, 10, 12, 13 at a time. They're being careful with him. Jared Jones looks every bit of an ace as there is in baseball right now.
Oh, very much so. I mean, there were some questions about his command coming up, but I think a lot of it was the automated balls and strike system at AAA. It's exploded walk rates at AAA. And so I think that basically that was actually probably good for him. It was good for him to encounter a really tough situation that made him kind of refine his command a little bit and work on it, because he has such good stuff that he could just throw it in the zone. And that's what we're seeing now is a little bit of I'm just going to throw, basically 99, 100 in the zone, throw a 90 mile an hour slider that goes that way. He has a pretty good changeup too. So he's firing on all cylinders right now, and it's pretty beautiful.
It's fun to watch, man, and the comparisons are already kind of up there. I've seen comparisons to Tyler Glass now and things like that. I mean, those are some of the nastiest pitchers in the league, and the Pirates got seemingly a really, really good rotation of the future. Wanted to run this metric by you that one of our Padres fans out there created. Have you ever heard of the frustration index? The old FI. I think you're going to like this. So they came up with this. It's called frustration index, and it says grounding into a double play is kind of like the error of the offense, subject to luck, not necessarily indicative of a player's underlying skill, fluky, frustrating as hell, right? So if you combine unearned runs plus errors plus grounded into double plays, your San Diego Padres ranked number 1 right now. And this this is before last night's game, I believe. So 118 runs, 99 earned, 19 unearned, 17 errors, and the frustration index with 26 grounded into double plays, highest in the league at 62. So they are truly by the measurements, the most frustrating team to watch in Major League Baseball.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I would say that is, this is going to sound weird. I think it's a good sign. And the reason I say this is that outs above average is a defensive stat that has the Padres as the 4th best team in baseball.
Good.
Yeah. And if you look at their offense in terms of, what goes into a ground into double play, like ground balls, I guess.
Yeah.
San Diego's 10th. It's not the same as like being they hit the ball. They hit 44% of their balls on the play. That could be anywhere from 13th to 9th. So they rank 10th by a decimal point.
Yep.
Miami hits 53% of their balls on the ground.
Wow.
Like they're the ones that would, if they were leading the league in grounded double plays, they would have to think about it. The Padres, could they lift a few more balls? Yeah, maybe. But there are also some guys in the offense that are just not necessarily ground ball hitters, but contact guys.
Yep.
And so sometimes those guys hit the ball on the ground. Right now, the ground ball leaders are Matthew Batten. That doesn't matter.
Nope.
Luis Campusano. He's a contact guy. I think I take it. He hits powerful contact. He might only hit 10 to 12 homers, but he makes he hits the ball hard, sometimes on the ground. It's a good combination, especially as your catcher. And I think the only person that worries me at all is Manny's hitting 53% of his balls on the ground.
You feel like he'll get that lift, though. He always kind of does. Like his will come, I do believe. And you mentioned the Marlins; they are number 2, in the frustration index. I knew you would like that as someone that likes the metrics a lot, and that's why we have you on to break this stuff down. We really appreciate your time today, buddy. We will talk to you next week. Have a great weekend.
All right, thanks for having me.
All right, Tino Saris, thanks so much to 7 Mile Casino for making that happen every week. Yeah, man, he teaches me so much.
So good.
So much about this game of baseball. It opens my eyes as the incredible boomer he does live every now and then. But do it at some point. It takes about 5 hours to do a fantasy baseball draft, but Eno is just such a valuable resource for all of us. Writes for The Athletic, of course, and just love having him on every single week. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I know I did. We got Jake Cronenworth coming up in about 35 minutes. Very excited for that. I'm not the only one. And we got a Rhino Report coming up next as well. Got a crazy, crazy story about a new OJ movie. And I don't really know how to feel about it. And we could talk about that along with some other stories from Paulie in the Rhino Report. Anybody have anything else? We got Parker McCollum tickets as well to give away.
And another pair of Padres tickets.
And another pair of Padres tickets.
So many giveaways.
Your camera's not working.
We're busy beavers. What's wrong with my camera? It's not working.
It's frozen, now it's gone.
Having issues. Oh, sorry. Sorry about that. Nobody wants to see me anyway. You got Paulie and Hannah. That's the only ones on camera right now. Sammy Levin's all out there diligently working for his early pregame show today. We've got
Adam's all sorts of giddy about the round
got
table.
the round table today, and he's going to be hosting.
I am too.
Are you
Biggest
sticking
fan.
around for that, Hannah?
No.
No? Okay.
No, I got to go get warmed up for our marriage counseling.
Yep, marriage counseling at noon.
Get warmed up.
Yeah, you know.
I missed the game for marriage counseling.
I didn't book it. You said we needed it.
It's fair. I said we needed it. I'm a big fan of the talking cure.
Oh.
Just rolled her eyes.
Gotta go to break.
Excited to talk to Jake Cronenworth, see what he thinks about it at 9:35. Can't wait to hear what question you have for Jake as well. Still got a lot to get to. Got an hour left in the program. Thanks so much for being here. Ben and Woods, 97.3, The Fan. Gonna pee. Welcome back, Ben and Woods, 97.3 The Fan. Great to be here with you guys today. It's just me and Paulie, and our wives, Hannah and Megan, hanging out this morning. Thanks for being here, ladies. Really appreciate it. Nice to have our, it's comforting to look over and see you there.
Why are you looking at me?
Because after all these years, I still look at
me
you.
lecherously.
I look at you lecherously, just like I did the first time I met you.
Yep.
Just the one big,
and I feel it,
just
like
a
that.
lech, just like holy smokes. That's nice, though. Isn't that a nice compliment? Don't you want your husband to look at you lecherously?
No.
Don't you?
Always, right?
Right?
No.
You don't want us to look at you like disgusting lecher. I said
Not
so.
all the time.
Not all the time.
All the time.
All the time. Yeah, it's true.
That's nice.
So the garage thing that happened yesterday. I don't understand what happened.
I was trying on bikinis. I'm.
We're going on a trip as a family to Hawaii.
Megan does that too, and I'm.
She walks around nude. And is like, hey, so anyway, the insurance called, and I'm like, yeah, totally. And I always think in the back of my mind, if 16-year-old Woods could see you now, there's a nude woman in your bedroom.
Who is this woman?
That's what he says all the time.
That you just sit there and you're like,
this is my life.
She's naked. Like I used to dream of this day.
You're the LeBron James. I can't believe this is my life.
I can't believe this is my life. Yeah, there's a nude woman in my bedroom, and you sit there and you have to remember. But she's in there. She's like, can you believe what Bo's teacher said? And I'm like, I really can't. And she's nude. So yesterday, I don't know.
I do it all the time. We're like, I'm sorry, what?
Yeah. So say again. I walk. We're at home alone. I think it's before we picked up Bo, and took him to Gaga's house. So I'm looking for her. I'm walking around, and where the hell is she? So I walked out to the gym where she usually is. And she goes, oh, my God. And I go, what's happening? Why are you, covering yourself? She said, I'm trying on bikinis. I was like, so? I've seen you naked 1,000 times. She's like, no, not like this. Not like that.
It's different.
What?
Yeah,
is
thank
it
you.
different?
No,
it's
it is.
not.
It's
It is.
very different.
Yes.
It hits in different places. It's so different. And you guys are animals
Yes.
and don't care what any of it looks like anyway,
Yes.
so I don't know why we
Thank
even
you,
care all that
Megan.
much.
We
But
really
yes,
don't.
It's different.
Yes. If you go, it's not a good example for you. If you go with a bride shopping for a wedding gown, she's not going to come out in a gown that makes her look like a fat cow or whatever.
Right.
So she's not going to come out until she's like, this might be an option. It wasn't an option.
That bathing suit?
It was not an option.
It looked good.
None of them were an option.
It looked really good.
Bathing
Whatever it
suits
was,
are
I was
hard, man.
in.
It's just one of those things, especially bathing suits are super insecurity of mine. So, I'm certainly not trying them on in front of anybody.
Have you seen me in a bathing suit? It is not the best thing ever.
It's not the same. Women are forced to wear strings in places that you shouldn't have strings.
That's true.
And nowadays, the butt coverage, I'm like, my butt's not something that specifically needs to be shown off. It's not, not my selling feature.
You're not going to do one of those, one.
Yes, like the bathing suits they wore at the Hotel
Why do
Del
you
in
look
the
like you're
1900s.
so
Yes.
disgusting?
At the Olympics. You're not going to wear one of those.
A
right?
one piece?
Yeah. In Hawaii?
Now I might.
Oh, I knew it. I shouldn't have said anything. I should have said I like that, and she would have come out in a bikini.
There's really sexy one pieces though.
There are super sexy one pieces, but my
Are
problem
there? Sure there are.
isn't my midsection, so the one piece is not. You guys.
Are there?
They're all... Okay, don't even get me
Michael
started.
says I'm folding like a beach chair. I absolutely am. I really, really am. Yeah, you don't want to see me in I wouldn't wear a bikini. You know what? You just made a good point. If you made me put on a men's bikini briefs, I would be...
Especially ones that you haven't...
It's true.
You haven't seen yourself in yet either.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm not sure what you're going to see.
I'm in board shorts, and it's still repulsive. But if I had to put on... If she's like, we're going to the south of France, you have to follow in the style and wear a bikini, I would walk out and be like, this is the worst day of my life.
Wore an itsy bitsy
It's
teeny
terrible.
weeny yellow.
Bonjour, guys.
Bonjour, everyone. Just standing there. Disgusting. All right. You just made it make sense in my head. That's all I needed. So I understand. But I thought you looked great from what I saw. It looked fantastic.
Turb says, get Woods in the Borat suit.
Can you imagine that little skinny, that little skinny thing? Oh, it's so good. All right, Paulie, take us away, buddy.
And get things started here with our today's edition of the Reindl Report.
Now tuned into the greatest.
Welcome to the Reindl Report with Paul Reindl.
Hi, Paul.
All right.
2 stories from the world of sports that we haven't gotten to yet.
We'll start off in Major League Baseball.
And 1 story that you didn't know you needed.
Are you laughing, biatch?
It's the Reindl Report
Hey, Paul, how you doing? Okay, how are you?
on 97.3 The Fan.
Are you ready to bless the mood? I need some help, please.
That was good.
Can I get a yeah? Oh, yeah.
All right.
We got some brazen people, man. Jeffrey in the chat says he wore the pink Borat mankini on the Strip in Vegas. You couldn't get me to do that
my God.
for anything, man. Anything. Kurt says he's a guy that walks around Solana Beach. He may be about 80. No joke, he wears a thong. Have you seen him before?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fantastic. All right, Paulie, take us away, buddy.
All right, we will get to your the O.J. Simpson movie that you sent over. It's
nuts.
It looks insane. We'll get to that shortly. First, I get it. We don't talk a ton of basketball. We'll jam it into the Reindl Report every now and again, and I understand there may be some Caitlin Clark fatigue, but did you see I'm fascinated with the numbers behind her endorsements and her salary and all that. Did you see what she was offered by the Big Three?
I think I saw yesterday it was like 15 mil.
Dude, we talked about how Ice Cube, it leaked out, and Ice Cube was like, yeah, there's a spot for her if she wants it. They reportedly offered her over $15 million. That included her salary, team ownership, merchandise profits, and documentary stake. Now,
it's cool.
Remember, her salary in the WNBA, which is the highest level of women's professional basketball,
76?
It's like 75 grand.
Yeah.
It's nothing.
How do you turn that?
She's making $3.5 million a year through her Nike shoe deal that lasts 8 years. We talked about that the other day. It says here from TMZ Sports, the deal came with a $10 million salary over 2 years, which is certainly a nice massive increase.
Pay bump there.
A percentage of team ownership, half of merch revenue, and a stake in a Big Three documentary with a 7-figure advance totaling at least $15 million. She probably didn't grow up thinking, I hope I can make it to the Big Three.
Right.
But things change, and you're like, damn, that's a lot of money to turn down.
You know, and I do feel like if you took that deal from the Big Three for a couple of years or whatever, you can...
WNBA is still going to be there for you.
WNBA is going to be there
They'll
for you.
welcome
But
you back.
I bet you there's a part of her that feels it's her responsibility to help grow the Women's National Basketball Association.
Like, how tough of a decision do you think that was to turn down that money and say, no, I'm playing the WNBA?
You know, probably not very. You know why? At the end of the day, she's a basketball player first. And I think it's like me, man. If I was good enough to play in the big leagues for $1 million, or go play in a completely different league that was a bit of an upstart for $3 million, I'm going to the big leagues. I'm sorry, I would.
Yeah.
I think everybody that knows me knows I would go to the big leagues to play in Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
You know, it was like when I was a kid, the USFL stuff was happening, and different football leagues and good players were coming out and like, I'll take the money. And that makes sense in a game like football where
nothing is guaranteed.
It could be nothing guaranteed, and you get one play and you're done.
Yeah.
I actually understand a little bit more. Basketball, I think she feels a responsibility to play in the WNBA and help grow the league.
Sport,
and I think
to young women.
I think she's going to.
Yeah.
No offense at all to Ice Cube. I love Ice Cube, guest of the program. But you know, I think
and thinking back from when she was a child,
Yes.
that has probably been her dream.
WNBA. Period. That's it.
You know,
Yeah.
I don't know that you take another route knowing that you could eventually get there when you have
It's right
what
there.
you've always wanted right in front of you.
Yep, that's it. It's actually fairly refreshing to see.
100%.
You know, it's fairly refreshing to see. And
She seems like she's got a good head on her
She does.
shoulders.
I commend her for that very much. So good for her. That's awesome. And good for Ice Cube for realizing too, like, hey, this is a smart move for their league as well.
Now, we are all baseball fans. I love college baseball. I don't watch a ton of it.
I do too. I wish I watched it more.
You got to be
I should.
a pretty diehard to go to college baseball games, to watch college baseball games. Like, that means you are in it. got some funny audio, or if you're watching us on our stream, some funny video. An LSU fan was in attendance. He was sitting in the left field bleachers, I believe. 109-mile-per-hour home run was hit, and, it hit him right in the forehead.
No, it didn't.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did. And this guy is a sight. The audio is amazing.
I mean, it was on a rope, and, I've been carrying this glove with me for years, and I was like, okay, now's my time.
Yeah,
I got one coming.
That's a shot.
Hole in the glove, man. What can I say? Beamed off my dome, and here we are. I've got a nice little goose egg.
Can we see it?
Oh, well, I mean, if you want to.
Oh my God!
It don't feel good.
It split him open a little bit.
He got housed, dude.
It felt like every bit of a 109-mile-an-hour fastball, home run ball. Yes,
Did we get the ball afterwards? Or?
No. Skipped over the fence, but Josh Pearson, man, he's such a great guy. He came and tossed me their toss ball that they do in between innings, so he tossed it to me.
He got no ball.
I guess probably Friday I'll go get Tommy White to sign it for me, and maybe kiss my Bobo.
Dude,
it's incredible.
What a legend. That ball hit him. There it is again.
Bam, right
oh my
in the side of the
Growing
head.
up, that was like one of my biggest fears, like as a baseball sibling.
Balls
going
hitting
to
your
my
forehead?
brother's games. Like
Still is.
not even a temple.
Temple.
Like Simon Birch. I don't
Yep.
know if you've ever seen that.
No, people die though that way.
Yeah.
It's happened.
Yeah. Ashley Judd did die that way.
Ashley Judd.
In the movie.
Oh, in the movie. I was like, I was unaware of that.
Yeah.
I missed out on that. Yeah, it hurts getting hit in the face, which is why I scream at our little leaguers to pay attention, because it doesn't feel good when a ball hits you in the face.
Oh, is that why you scream at them?
That's why. What do you think? I'm trying to get them to pay attention.
I thought it was the freeway was why you had to
Also, the freeway is a huge part
I
of
do
it.
remember somebody made a comment in the chat yesterday when we were talking about that story. Like, if it's a rush hour, if it's 4:30, 5 o'clock when you're practicing, isn't everybody just stopped on the freeway? Probably
it's
quiet.
loud. It's loud. It's loud.
It is.
It's
Yeah.
It's loud.
It's loud all the time.
Super loud.
All right, finally, let's get to this O.J. Simpson movie. Now, there's been a ton of documentaries, TV shows, movies about the trial, the murders, everything. But apparently, there's a movie in the works. They're writing it, they're putting it together, and they wanted one Owen Wilson to star in this movie. And it says here, Owen Wilson was perfect for the role. I actually had a meeting with him in Santa Monica. Everybody loved the script. His agent wanted him to do it. We offered him $12 million, but at the end of the lunch, Owen stood up and said, if you think I'm going to take the lead role in a movie about how OJ didn't do it, you've got to be kidding me.
Yeah, you must be out of your mind.
He walked away. Now, they say they've got another actor who is spot on, perfect for the part, but they're not going to reveal who that is yet. They're hoping to complete the movie by October of next year, which would be the 30th anniversaries next year of the trial, the verdict, and all
It's just
that.
crazy.
You want it to align with the anniversary.
Yeah, right. It's a satirical. It's satire, but there was an attorney, Douglas McCann, and he got way into the weeds with the hey, listen, maybe. And I told you guys when we talked about OJ when he died.
Yeah.
I read a book called OJ is Guilty but Not of Murder. And it was the whole premise of it was that his son Jason was responsible and that OJ was guilty for covering it up, covering his son. His son was in love with Nicole. Now listen, I read the book and I went, wow, didn't think about that at all. And I'm not going to say I really believed it, but it certainly presented an interesting difference. And so to see this, it's crazy though that Owen Wilson was like, you can give me $12 million. I'm not playing that role. I don't want to be known as the guy, even though it's a movie. It's like, you can always defend it, but like, I was acting.
Do you think he stayed for the whole lunch?
Right?
Like,
listen to that pitch. But I'm sitting there going, but you're just acting. Like people play violent abusers, they play drug addicts, they play, figures in history that weren't great.
Isn't
Because
Owen Wilson an absentee father? So this is where he draws the line. I'm just wondering.
I'm curious. I don't know enough about this movie. He obviously wasn't going to play OJ.
No, he's playing the attorney, the district attorney or whatever. But he just said, he said, I'm not doing this.
He said he's going to star in it. It's a movie about OJ.
It's crazy though. Like it's crazy that those are the principles, and he's like, I don't want to be known as the guy that, even though it's a satire, it's like they're being satirical about it. It's interesting. It's an interesting artistic choice that he made. Thank you, Paulie, for the Rhino report.
You're welcome.
We've got Parker McCollum tickets to give away. You want to do that here? Solicit. Don't we have another pair of Padres tickets too?
Yeah,
this is a nightmare.
Let's give away the concert tickets now.
All right, let's give away Parker McCollum tickets.
And we're still on track. I'm just making sure we're still good with Jake Cronenworth. About 9:30, 15 minutes from now.
All right, call now for a pair of tickets to Parker McCollum at Cal Coast Credit Union Open Air Theater at October 25th. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com, 833-288-0973. We will hook you up with those. Right now, the third caller. All right, we got a lineup out for our beloved San Diego Padres. 12-10 first pitch today in Coors Field, trying to take 3 of 4. God, I want 3 of 4 so badly. It's just doesn't really matter. It's not a must-win game, but it just feels. Also, Ben's out tomorrow, and it's just more fun to come in and talk about a win on a Friday. You know, you're just in a better mood. The lineup is out. Xander Bogaerts is back, or continues to stay in the top of the order. Playing second base, Fernando Tatis Jr., Jake Cronenworth, who will join us any minute now, playing first base. Very kind of him on a day he's in the lineup to come on the program. Jerkson Profar DHing, Ha-Seong Kim at short, Jackson Merrill in center field, Luis Camposano, Tyler Wade at third, and Sugar out in left field today, getting Profar off his feet. It's a big outfield there at Coors Field. They were talking about it. Adam Jones was talking about it yesterday. He's like, man, you hit a single through the hole? Like, that's a double. Like, it is a big outfield. And listen, so the Randy Vasquez on the bump to take on the Colorado Rockies. Let's win this ball game today. Love the early run support last night. Let's keep that going. I can't wait to talk to Croney. We never really get to talk to him in season. I mean,
just a couple of times.
He made the joke at spring training, like, "Oh, it's my one appearance a year." I'm like, "Well, it doesn't have to be."
Yeah, he said remember he talked to Sammy before the first pitch game. He said, "Oh, if somebody spikes it, I might have to call in." Well, Ben spiked it, and
you didn't call in.
No phone call.
That's
Croney.
true.
Maybe we pick his brain about that and ask him here. Wait, what's going on, man?
Yeah, what happened?
Open invite. You have carte blanche.
You have carte blanche. I did.
He's seen what happens to the other guys that come on your show.
What happens to the other guys? They go on to throw no hitters like Joe Musgrove.
Okay, that was one time.
Right?
Everybody else seems to self-destruct.
Well, and I
finished top 3 in MVP.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
Exactly.
I mean, you guys can point to those two things, or you can look at the other stuff. That's okay.
Croney's worst year he ever had was when he met Hannah at spring training and took a picture of her.
I agree.
It's her pinned tweet. It was the worst year, and I said to him, "Don't worry, she's not coming this year." You know what he said?
There's no chance he said that.
And now he's off to a really, really good start, and hit the ball hard.
He texted me right after that. So bummed you're not here.
He did not. He didn't.
No,
Don't even put that out there, because I've got psychopaths that believe that. All right, so
we're gonna go to break. I know
let's
we
go to
just
break.
went to break, but when we come back, Jake Cronenworth, Padres first baseman, will join us from Denver, Colorado. And we have one more pair of Padres tickets to give away. Jesus God.
Good Lord.
It has been just chaos today. If you would like to go to tomorrow night's Padres versus Phillies game, call now 833-288-0973. 833-288-0973. Our final pair of tickets for tomorrow night's game. When we come back, Jake Cronenworth,
Padres first baseman. Final segment of Ben and Woods today on a Thursday. Benny on vacation, just me and Paulie and our wives holding it down today. This was not planned. As much as people want to think that it was, it wasn't. We asked for a Padre, and they gave us our pal, Jake Cronenworth. It's a rare treat that we get to talk to, Croney at the beginning of the season. We usually get him in spring training, and we'll say hi around the ballpark, but he joins us this morning. Right here on 97.3 The Fan. Padres first baseman Jake Cronenworth. Good morning.
Hey, guys.
Good to talk to you. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Well, I know you're in the lineup, so I certainly, as you always are, but I appreciate you joining us on a day where, you need to get your work in, so it's very much appreciated. Do you believe in the announcer jinx? Because I think yesterday's offer was totally my fault when we announced you were coming on today.
Oh, no. What? Oh, is that why?
That's why. Yeah. No, you did it. You did everything right. I said, hey, we're having Croney on tomorrow. It'd be nice if he, had a couple doubles, a couple RBI, didn't hit into a double play. That'd be great. And then I watched the game and I went, oh my God, this is my fault. So you did not. Your process was right. The approach, the work you put in was all good. It was totally on me.
No, I don't think it was on you. There's a guy who usually sits here in the front row next to the on-deck circle. And he wasn't here the first night, and I was looking for him, and I didn't get a hit. And then he showed up the second night, and I was like, no wonder I didn't get any hits. You weren't here. And then he showed up. I got 3 hits, and he wasn't here yesterday. But he's coming back today. So
who is this guy? He's a magician.
Padres fan? Rockies fan?
Yeah, is he a Padres fan?
No, he's a Rockies fan. He's been like a season ticket holder forever, but every time we come here, he always yells at me. He's like, take it easy on us, Jake.
Oh, it's great.
He's been. But I told him the other day, I said, no wonder I didn't get any hits. You weren't here. And he showed up, and I had 3 hits. So, but he's coming back today. So,
big day. Big day coming for Jake Cronenworth this morning. It's been, listen, man, it's been fun watching you have a good start to your season. You're barreling the ball. I don't ever go search my name on Twitter. I would imagine for baseball players, do you go and look at your baseball savant page and say, wow, my expected batting average is really high, or my barrel rate and all that? I know they have that info for you. Is that something you're into?
Yeah, I think every once in a while, whether it's to kind of re-solidify what you're doing or, just look at it and be like, man, I'm actually doing things really well right now, even though the results might not be there. I'm doing the right things before the game. I'm doing the right things in the batter's box. I'm making the right decisions. It's just, some days it's just not going my way, and I'm lining out, a couple times or, 3 times in 2 nights. And, I think it's always good to just look at it. It's reassuring, no, stay with what you're doing and, keep going out there and having the at-bats you're going to have, and good things are going to happen.
Yeah, baseball is so process-oriented. I don't know how superstitious you are. I mean, obviously you are. The guy that was sitting in the front row is going to get you knocks today. So now you've said it on the radio. We got to find this guy and maybe see if we can get him to Petco Park and you can win an MVP or something with him there. It's how superstitious are you?
Not that superstitious. I I played hockey, so I have a little bit of that in me. But it's nothing crazy. Just I always put my left sock on first and left shoe on. But I feel like that's just more routine at this point. I feel like everybody's kind of like that.
Yeah, that's OCD. My wife, Hannah, as you know, she joins us this morning. Hannah is here.
Who is that?
Did you have a question for Jake?
How's the new house?
Oh!
It's great.
This is very uncomfortable. Paulie, just kill her mic. I wanted to ask you. I watch every second of every game, and I wonder to you, when you guys go and play in Coors Field. Now that's 3 games in Coors. I don't want to rub salt in the wound here. 3 games in Coors Field. Nobody's gone yard yet. And are you when you go play in Coors Field? Are you I gotta get one out of here? I gotta get that ball up in the air. Do you change? I know you probably don't do it consciously, but is there something to that, probably hitting at Yankee Stadium? I got to yak one down the line. I have to get one out there. Do you change it at all?
No, honestly, I think some of the best days you have here is when you try to hit a, similar when we play at Petco. Such a big place, you got to play with a lot of line drives and keep the ball low. But I think, when you come here, I think if you keep that same approach, you're probably going to have some more success because, maybe that ball you just hit out a little bit out in front, somewhere else, but you hit it a little more out in front here as a homer or a double. I think it just gives you more space, room for error and the gaps are so big here.
They're so big, and a double at Coors Field is awesome. I always wonder, like, when I play golf in Arizona, I swing way too hard because I think, this is going to go 330 in this dry air.
I think you'd rather try to miss in the air than on the ground here, but, it's not one of those things you're like, I need to hit this ball in the air. I need to hit this ball in the air. No, I think it's just, I think the more quality contact you can have here, 100% reaps the benefits.
Yeah, it's funny. We're talking to Jake Cronenworth. We talked to Adam Jones yesterday, and he said it's just such a big place. A single turns into a double with these massive outfields there. Did you guys give rookie center fielder Jackson Merrill any grief at all last night for assisting that ball over the fence? I had to know this.
Not yet. Unless somebody else has. I don't know. I haven't yet. That's a tough one, man.
So tough.
I don't want to get on the guy. He tried to make a great play.
He did.
I didn't even know where it hit on his glove. I don't know if it hit his palm or the top of his glove, but
he's been so good. I mean, he's been so good and playing a new position as somebody that's done that and been moved all around. I know it's for him. He looks pretty natural out there. What is your read on him, at the plate and in the field this year so far?
Yeah, in the field, he's just getting more and more comfortable out there every day. It's one of those things. It's not going to be this, you're going to throw a guy out there right away just because he's a great athlete. And, he's going to have success, but he's worked his butt off, and it just seems like he's getting more and more comfortable out there each night, and it's great to see because when you got Toddy in right and Pro in left and him in center, it's a pretty dang good outfield to cover some ground and with the speed he has also, and then. The at-bats, all year have been just outstanding. He competes his butt off, and he puts the ball in play and puts a lot of pressure on the defense. And, what he's been doing for us at the bottom of the lineup is, probably one of the biggest things for us all year, why we've been so good on the offensive side of the ball.
Talking to Padres first baseman Jake Cronenworth this morning on Ben and Woods. Now, Jake, we talked to you at spring training. You're the first player we've talked to since the season started now.
Hey.
As fans, it feels like the vibes are different and better. I mean that in a good way than they were last year. From a player's perspective, what is the feeling in the clubhouse so far this season? How has it been with Mike Schilt leading the helm and just the vibes? They just seem better this year. From the fans' perspective, I'm curious about the players' perspective.
Oh, man, you hit it right on the head, man. I think it's been awesome. I think. Kind of what Schulte presented to the guys in spring training and the direction we wanted to go in with the staff and everything. And, kind of letting the guys take it over from there and just kind of guiding us a little bit and into the season. Man, it's been awesome. It seems like everybody's pulling in the same direction every night. And, I think the biggest thing you see is, what we've done in the later innings of games, whether we're down or it's a tie game or we're up and we add some late runs. And, I think the amount of big innings or quality at bats that we've strung together in a row, I think those are the things. Whoa! I wish you guys were here to see this. They're doing a science, technology, engineering, math day here, and they just blew up a trash can on the field with smoke everywhere. If that doesn't tell you the vibes are good in the clubhouse.
Vibes are great. Yeah, the vibes are great.
Good sign.
It could be your manager, the smoke coming out of his ears when he was laying into that umpire the other day was one of my favorite moments of the year. I saw that. I went, bro, I do not want to get on Schulte's bad side at all. He was fired up.
Yeah, he's got our backs, and I think that's another thing that kind of shows kind of what the group has and, the direction everybody's pulling. Man, it's for each other. Whether we're right or wrong, it's one of those things we're going to fight for each other to the end.
Man, I love to hear it. I know you got work to do and trash cans to blow up. I really appreciate your time this morning.
Before the trash cans, they were shooting toilet paper. They had a paint roller, connected to a leaf blower, and they were shooting toilet paper in the air.
Who's doing this?
What's going on?
It's at the field?
Yeah, there's probably like 4,000 people here right now watching this guy talk on stage on the first baseline.
Boy, they're really wedging in like money-making appearances there. Like,
I wish I could FaceTime you guys and show you what's going on.
You can. I mean, if you want
Hannah
to.
also
Hannah
wishes
just
you could
nodded in
FaceTime us.
agreement. All right.
I didn't.
This is amazing. I hate this. Jakey.
Now that I just looked at it, I think my phone's dead. I'm just kidding.
I'm so over this conversation.
Well, I'm excited to see if the dude in the front row. What does he usually? Does he sit? He sits by the on deck circle. I'm going to look for him today on the broadcast. What does he usually wear? Like Rockies gear?
Yeah, he's always got a Rockies polo, Rockies hat, and he's got a goatee.
All right,
Nice guy.
I'll check him out. Awesome, man. That's such killer inside info from Padres first baseman. All right, get some knocks today. Take 3 out of 4. Come on home. Another tough challenge ahead this weekend with the Phillies, but really appreciate your time.
Yeah, awesome.
All right,
Thanks, guys,
appreciate it, buddy.
always.
Talk to you later.
The great Jake Cronenworth on Ben and Woods this morning. Yeah, I think you blew that one, babe. I really do. I thought you could have asked him a more hard-hitting question.
No, he scorned me.
He did scorn you. And do not scorn her when it comes to
Hell
real
hath
estate.
no fury.
That's exactly right. All right, let's check traffic. We'll be back. Wrap up this day here on Ben and Woods. I loved that convo. It was awesome. I loved hearing about. I'm glad he didn't blame me for ruining, getting him a no for 4 yesterday. I did say, man, when you have somebody on, you want them to do well, like so they're all in a good mood. He was in a fine mood, and it just reinforces exactly what Jesse Agler told us last week, that it's not that they don't care, but they got to move on to the next day. He's not going to be beating himself up as a veteran about an 0 for 4 day where he hit into a double play. He's just not. He's got another opportunity today to do it, and I'm looking at his StatCast page right now. I mean, it's just really it's a work of art from what kind of was expected. I know he expected a lot more of himself after last year, and so far so good, man. He really has delivered with the glove, with the bat. I know somebody made the point in the chat, he's only batting .256. I'm like, all right, man, but like still early. He's in the 3-hole. He's barreling the baseball. He's not striking out. He's not chasing, knock on wood. I hope that guy is there today to get him some knocks. That would be wild if he goes out and has another 2 hits today with that dude in the stands. But he's been such a he's gotten so much better on the air with us. It's just been such a fun thing to watch him.
Because of you guys,
no,
too.
It's
it
him.
is because of the relationship that you guys have with him. Yes, you create a safe space.
He's cool. He's a cool guy. I like Jake a lot.
Yeah.
I like him a lot.
Good dude.
All things aside. So it's been fun to watch him have a good start to the season, certainly.
It has been.
It has been, yeah. I know you've had a lot of fun with it. At many people's expense. It's fine. It's what we do. We're petty people.
I mean, if you tweet something negative about Jake Cronenworth,
she's gonna get
I'm
you.
going
She
to
will
bookmark
find
it,
you.
just so you know.
She will find
Don't
you.
be sad, and in my messages,
That's
if
right.
I do.
She will find you, and she will come after you. I did really, really like what he said about how, I mean, to hear it reinforced, how they're playing for each other.
Yeah.
And how it is different, but yeah, there's a lot to like about this team right now. So yeah, they're going to take on Colorado today. People reacting to that interview, all the receipts. Hannah and Carol keeps on Jake haters. The one question she has from him is, "How's the new house?" Maybe you should be a Tommy Pham fan instead, because clearly you're all business. Yeah, she is. You really? I mean, I thought you were going to ask him like a baseball question.
No.
Nope. Just want to know how the new house is.
I've always believed in him in baseball. I just thought he had better taste in real estate agents.
Oh, gosh, it's so harsh, dude. She does not hold back.
I mean, he doesn't want the best. He doesn't want the best. That's fine.
That's fine. That's fine. It sounds like he's very happy with his new house. You guys can call us. Do we have one more pair of Padres tickets, Paulie?
No,
we don't. We give them away. Oh my God.
He just got rid of
We
them.
are done.
Who won those?
Vince.
Vince won those.
Yes.
Congratulations. Holy cow.
3 pairs of Padres tickets, concert tickets.
Yeah. Been a busy morning.
We've had a Ben prank call.
We had spilled coffee.
Spilled coffee.
All over the lobby. We've got a round table, which is awesome.
Is it just me, or is the round table like some of the best radio all week?
Would it be better,
Adam? It's so good.
Would it be better if we did it like every other week or every month?
It would be good if you did it at 9, to be honest.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
I do agree. Or like even
9:30.
Or even like if you had to come back and then do it later in the day.
No. That's not going to happen.
That's what you want, yeah.
Or you could do it, I don't know, every day.
Every day roundtable.
That would be good. It's just so good.
We do that, actually. We do a 4-hour show, 6 to 10, where we talk all things.
You do a 4-hour show, don't you? It's not a 3-hour show. It's
not a 3-hour show. It's a 4-hour show. Yeah. People really, they do enjoy the roundtable. And I'm going to have fun with it today. I'm excited to see Annie and her questions that she has. I know Adam has probably sent her many. He has many ideas all the time, and he likes to feed people. Sammy Levitt is in the house. He's going to be on the roundtable today. Let's get Sammy in to shoot the breeze. Samuel!
Sammy!
Come on in, buddy. You got to help us take us home. I'm tired. Very tired.
The man get ready for his post-game or pre-game show.
No, he's got a roundtable. He's going to do the roundtable with us.
Yeah, it means now is his prep time for the pregame show.
He's fine. He's got it prepped.
Pizza rush happen?
Padres on fire, right, Sammy? Chance to take three of 4.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, good opportunity to win a series. They quite frankly should win in Colorado today, and I think you hit the nail on the head earlier that, look, I think on, April 25th, you could be playing the Rockies or the A's or whoever. I don't think there are any must-win games right now, but I thought much like yesterday when they faced Ty Block, a guy they've seen a bunch and they should hit, and they got him on him early and scored 4 runs and took a lead and then let the pitching basically do the rest. Similar situation today. Dakota Hudson, no disrespect to him, but somebody they should be able to get some offense against. And look, a series in Colorado with the way the Rockies are playing right now that you should be able to win. So there you go.
And Sammy will have the so you're going to go.
I'm sorry, did I not turn my mic on the whole time?
No, it was on.
Okay,
you're good. We got the round table. You're going to be joining us on the round table.
Oh, I am.
Yeah, and then you're going right into pregame.
Yes. Now, I'm unclear on what's happening during the 10 minutes between the round table.
Round table's going long.
What?
We had this conversation. You were there.
I was not there.
Yeah, you were.
I may duck out a little bit earlier. I got to get in here. Hey, by the way, and I know you've got an avid YouTube audience on Ben and Woods.
Oh, yeah.
The Eco Water SoCal Padres pregame show will be on YouTube for the first time.
I love that.
Today.
Let's go.
And
let's go.
Yes.
That's great.
So we're getting on YouTube. It'll be very bare bones, very basic, but we'll be on YouTube today. So if you want to tune in, you can go to the 97.3 The Fan YouTube channel. But my point is, I may duck out a few minutes early. I got to get in here, get stuff ready to go. We're doing YouTube for the first time.
You got to
so
defrost.
Am I on mushrooms, or did Paulie just say we're doing an extra 10-minute roundtable?
Well,
What's the extra 10 for?
Can I be honest? I'd been wondering this for a few days because it goes until 11 normally, and pregame today doesn't start till 11:10. So I said, "There's no way it's like a 10-minute commercial break. There's no way."
You're gonna go
and I didn't get told anything about doing like an extra 5 minutes on pregame.
The round table's gonna go till 11:04, 11:05.
Wow,
or whatever.
you're bent out of shape about 10 minutes. This is gonna be fun. I bet it'll be like 5 minutes because I'm sure there's a break.
Yes, there is a break. You're gonna go to about 11:05. Take it up with Adam, not me. I don't. You were in the production studio when he told us.
You
threw a fit.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
I don't remember any of this. It's dementia finally kicking in for me. We had this combo.
Yes.
Or maybe it's just self-preservation because you know you flip out.
Yeah, I do.
Hey, that was a good interview with Jake.
He's awesome. Man.
Yeah, it was funny.
He's great. He was great, and he says clearly having a fun time at the science fair that's going on at
just
Coors
chilling at the
right
science fair right now. Yeah,
there's a trash can on fire. They're shooting paper
we
towels.
Should see this. Yeah,
so good, man.
Are you not taking BP? Or?
Somebody asked where the polo is.
I'm actually wearing my 97.3 polo for the first time ever.
That's
looks
nice.
great
Are
on
you going to strip right?
Oh,
what on earth?
Disgusting, isn't it? You gotta be ready. I gotta go.
Look me dead in the
I gotta go
eye.
straight from here.
I want to see the thing where it was on your back.
Oh,
your horn.
Let me come see.
It's gone.
Yeah, it's just
It's
a scar
gone.
now.
Yeah, it's just a scar.
Yeah.
Pull that down. You see that scar right there?
Oh,
yeah.
Significant. It's significant.
Did you get that cut off?
Yeah, per someone's request. And she asked to. It was like a little cyst or something.
Look at Sammy's skin.
Oh,
Okay,
it's
if
just
anyone can appreciate
It's
a
magnificent.
removal of a cyst, it's that skin.
So I had it cut out, and the cutting out didn't hurt one bit. And they put stitches in, and I had to miss the round table to get my
is that
stitches out.
big?
Oh my God!
And you just happened to have it scheduled during the round table.
I scheduled
Very
it,
weird,
and
right?
Adam called me. He's
Super
like,
weird.
He goes, "Hey, can you change?" I go, "I can't. I got to get my stitches out, dude.
Right,
Please.
right.
I like. This is important. I got to get this done." And I did. And I told Hannah, I go, the next cyst I get is gonna go to the grave with me because it was not.
Really?
The juice was not worth the squeeze, dude. It was. It was.
Squeezing it.
It was painful when they took those stitches out. Man.
You'll be okay.
And it was,
I actually, in the last few months, now that we're having our dermatology segment, I got one of those like skin tags.
Yeah, I got those.
Like the first time I ever got it, I was like
now
kinda,
it's on though.
I was like kind of
It's
trying
awful.
to pick it off, and like it was kind of getting worse, and that kind of fell off.
It
on
falls
its own.
off. Yeah. Hannah bought this
I got a
contraption.
that's
She bought a
different.
contraption once that has rubber bands that will go around and it will stay on your back.
But it takes like
It
3
takes like
weeks.
3
This
weeks.
thing's dangling off all black.
It's
You're like,
disgusting.
cool.
Wait, hold on a second. Are you wearing, Megan, a Western Metal Supply
Isn't it
Company
Isn't that
bag?
cool? I love that.
Yeah, it's
That's
really
pretty
sick.
cool.
I am. I don't know. Your Etsy. Yeah, a big brown machine on Twitter, I believe.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, it looks really
That's
cool.
cool.
That's a good one.
That would be a
Cute.
popular hat, I think, at Petco Park.
Isn't it the best?
Yeah.
It's
really
really
dope.
Padre
It's a
related.
good lid. Yeah.
Well, tomorrow on the program,
hello.
it's going to be.
So Ben's not here tomorrow.
Ben's not here
either.
tomorrow.
Are
you
you
don't call in sick?
Is Hannah coming back tomorrow?
Never again. Absolutely never again. Not happening.
So how are you guys going to get through 4 hours tomorrow?
It's a great question. You replay the round table, maybe.
Yeah.
There's 1 hour.
Hard hitting
An hour and
draft
10.
coverage.
Oh, yeah, 110.
Hey, I did that during one of the rain delays in L.A.
You think I'm kidding? See you guys tomorrow. Thanks for being
Bye.
here. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.